Chapter 108, Ride of the Valkyries 3, Steers POV. Boom. Superhero landing. Huh. It sure hurts like hell. Anyway, Daddy is home, bitches. Crack crack creak. Splash. The foresail got broken, then fell down in the water with a loud creaking sound. Oh, Fayette was broken before I landed. Totally not my fault here. The man who landed on the ship like a bolt of lightning spoke to himself. He is a tall man wearing a fur armor under a sleeveless robe that was fluttering with the wind. His arm was exposed and only covered in bracers. He was also wearing a hood, but his head showed some long red strands of hair. And he is very powerful. The ship was still shaking up and down from his landing just now. Eek. Monster. No. Good, get away. The crewmen around the place where the man landed shouted and crying in a hysterical manner. What is that? He got to their heads, this foss. No, that's an aura. He's an aura master. The man looked at the crewmen collapsing around him with an astonished expressions. Hey, I am no monster. I'm a good person. Here, let me help you stand up. The man said so and approached one of the crewmen, but to find him already fainted. Oh, how sad. To mistake me for a monster. He made another self-monologue. I admit that I do kill sometimes, or maybe more than I should. Actually, I kill a lot. But point is, I don't kill people. See, I only kill monsters. He was walking while talking, and the crewmen were retreating. Now, our dear little merry band of pirates. What the fuck are you doing in my turf? The man looked at us and asked. This crazy person, where did he come from? Don't be afraid, men. He is only using magic. Don't fear magic. He is only one man. My old quartermaster saw the hesitation on my face and started rallying the men. I am thankful, but I think I'm still worried. Kill him. Kill him before the others arrive. The men were finally getting their cool back, but... Wait. The man raised his hands and shouted. Everyone waited for some reason. You guys got me. I admit it. I was only using some illusions. What? No, that was an aura. You're just not emitting it anymore. I wanted to refute, but the man kept talking. To think you guys can notice it on your own? Bravo. Amazing. Everyone, pat on the back, pat, pat. I salute you guys. What is he doing? You guys are already outnumbering me like a whole damn ship to one, but I will not fall easily, and you know that. I can take a lot of you down before you manage to kill me. The man said that as his aura started to rise steadily. But I have a better solution. He said, I will ask you guys a question, and if any one of you answers correctly, I'll surrender. What? Is he crazy? He is playing dumb. I can tell. The question is 3 words, 8 letters, you say them, and I surrender. Is he in the right mind? What kind of dumb question is that? We have over 100, man. Someone must have heard it. Wait, this guy, he is smart. He is asking us a question about literacy. Most of the pirates here can't even read or write. They're already looking at each other and being overwhelmed by the man. Some of them are even looking at me for an answer. Damn it, I know how to read and write, but if I can't answer such a simple question, then my image, it will be tarnished. I should answer. No, I must answer. This is bad. How can he put us in such a situation with only words? This guy is not an easy opponent. I know it. One of our men shouted. Really? Let me hear it. Before he could answer, I interrupted. 100 gold if you answered right. This was all I can offer. Men will do anything if I offered such a reward. Thank you, Captain. The answer is, I got gold. Smart. Wrong, the man said, making an X with his arms. Right. Why would he surrender to that? I got food. Wrong. I got meat. Another time, perhaps. It's a trap. Sigh. I wish. Carrot hashtag in dollar at it yen euro. Wrong. Carrot hashtag and yen euro unspecified currency at. Wrong. Carrot hashtag in dollar at it yen euro. Wrong. Carrot hashtag in dollar at it yen euro. Wrong. It's all wrong. No matter what we said. This guy sure is not going to ask an easy question. How can this be? Steer Bloodsail, was completely bested in smarts. I'm really Asha. John, what are you doing? Eh, Joel, you arrived? I was buying you time for you guys to arrive. Why so late? Uh, yeah. E. Impossible. How? How could he? That's not possible. How? We didn't see them arrive. No one. Not those who were on the lookout. Why? We were sneaked on by a ship. Impossible. It can't be TR. You must be wondering, how did this happen? The man who appears to be John Dare, the one who caused the Jarl of Winterhold, career, to rebel on us, he was talking to me. How? You noticed, right? When I landed on the ship and your men went into hysteria. How did this? Fu. I'll tell you. The kind of aura I am proficient in is a one that can affect minds. I simply can make you all go insane just by my presence. So, if I can just steal your mind that way, I can easily steal you attention. You guys were abnormally focusing on the question I asked, right? Insane. This guy. Dangerous. The clan needs to know. They must dispatch the blood fleet. He is dangerous. He. Amazing, isn't? I actually discovered this technique very lately. I call it taunt. You sir has just been taunted. John, are you finished? Let's kill them. A girl on the other ship was shouting to John Dare. They totally outnumbered us now. Wait just a second, Joel. I still haven't answered the question I asked them. What? He is waiting for that. 3 words. 8 letters. They are. Fuss. No. R-O. Run. Da. John's POV. Imagine if someone using the unrelenting force shout from the front of a ship aiming at everything on the deck. Well, it is hard to describe what happened, but the ship was disfigured in one go. The sails fell, and some of the pirates were in the sleeping with the fishes by now. The others were affected by the shout, and my men just cut them down. The only survivors are the young captain and about 7 of his men. They all became disabled from being directly hit by the Thursday. But I was completely focusing on something else. Wolfer, you old dog, let me take a look at you. Huh, do I know you, sir? It is me. Haven't met before. Ongium, do I look strange? You do? Who are you? I've mistaken you for the boss. Gee, guys, it is me. Yisra, Marin. Sorry, Morbagog, have we met before? It can't be. Friend, maybe we've met somewhere, so I'm sure we will remember soon. Your looks are hard to miss, haha. Anyway, have you seen the boss? You landed on the ship after him, right? No, they didn't recognize me. Right, my appearance has changed. It also seems that the guys from the gunship arrived later than the Alexandria. No way, even after the grand entrance. It was all for nothing. Maybe that's a sign from the universe. The middle finger sign. Anyway, I had to beat up Ongium until he recognized me by my fist. The same went for the rest. Wolfer, your turn. John, please, we were messing with you. It was Ongium's idea. Fu. My brother just don't mess with me and get away with it. Especially my brother. Fu. That Ongium. Extra beating. After a while of messing around, the reunion was complete and we moved to the gunship. Gentlemen, to the matter at hand. I announced. But before we do that, how tall have you become? Ongium asked. 6-8 feet. That's taller than this one. Marn said. He is a Cathy-Rot Cagiate. They are known to be more panther-like than cat-like. Can we get back to the matter in hand? Yes. Wolfer said. But before that, how did you do it? It seems that the bloodline I hail from is ridiculously tall. To the matter at hand, what should we do with the prisoners? It seems that the captain's name is Steer Bloodsail. Pretty troublesome if you ask me. Ongium said. I don't like to leave loose ends. I said. We could just take him as a prisoner. Wolfer said. The Bloodsail clan will come avenge him either way. He is the son of an elder in that clan. Trudvar said. How do you know about him? I asked. Oh, boss, I was the one dealing with the security, and I also held the interrogations during the last few months. He said. So you're the one who make them like this and like that. As long as it is necessary, boss. Damn, to think this baby face can do all that. Alongside me, there are Trudvar, Ongium, and Wolfer standing in front of the prisoners. We were deciding what to do with them. John, Joel popped out from somewhere. MHM. There is this girl. She wants to speak with you. Who is she? Well, that girl in red you sent me to save. It seems she is the girl we met on Mount Anther. Crimson something. Yes. Sigh. Fine, bring her in. Chapter 109. Winterhold after the battle. Sorry for the delay. A personal matter popped up. My name is Alina Moonblade. I am honored to meet with you, Senior John. A girl in a red dress with black hair and red eyes followed after Joliner. She was putting on a face cover like last time's. Before she comes, they guys reported to me that she started helping with the pirate problem the day they started provoking the town openly. It was almost 3 months ago. They also said that she doesn't show her face and all that. And once she requested to see me, they all started winking like idiots. Well, I already knew about her a little. I wasn't planning to get mixed with her kind, the Hidden Clan kids kind, before I have a full understanding of the politics of these people. But she came out of her clan and got mixed with Nurina. I guess I'll have to deal with her sooner or later. Now, I was meeting her in the gunship where we were keeping the 8 prisoners. Nice to meet you. As fellow evil minions to Nurina. We can call each other's by name. Ahem. She lost her cool and laughed for some reason, but she regained her composure quickly. Did I say anything funny? Once again, my name is Alina, and I'm glad to meet you, John. Nice to meet you too, Alina. Now it's less awkward. I may not have a say in this, but regarding the prisoners you have, what will you do with them? She asked. I looked at the people around, which were the key figures in town, Trudvar, Ongium, Wolfer, and Joliner. From the look on their faces, they were all very happy with Alina. Before I answer, I would like to say that you earned the right to have a say as you won the trust of everyone in this room, and the report I heard showed how much effort you put in protecting this town. You have our thanks, I said in a polite tone. Oh, ahem. I was only doing the right thing. Thank you once again. Now, about your question. I am actually having a problem deciding what to do with them. I could tell. The one you are holding is Steer Bloodsail, the youngest son of Bervac Bloodsail, the clan's patriarch. Oh, headache, I said. This is worse than we thought. Killing him will bring all of that clan's anger on us. Letting him go will expose John's strength to them, and also they will come for vengeance. Wolfer said. So, the public execution I was thinking about is no more. Damn it. Ongium said. What should we do then? Trudvar asked. To a clan like the Bloodsail, you guys are still not strong enough. You indeed delivered a fatal blow to them, and it will take them a long while to recover from it. But remember, only one master warrior appeared in this battle, the one I was saved from. The Bloodsail clan has more than just that low-leveled aura master, as well as a lot of mages. Low-leveled? A lot of mages? Are we up against some cultivation sect or something? What is your suggestions? I asked. Being responsible for his death is already a bad idea. He will die soon anyway. The sign said so. Signs. Wait a single minute. By any chance, you can use divination? Oh, I can. It is a bit inaccurate, but looking at his conditions, he is pretty much done for. Oh, I'm not focusing at anything she said. Divination. How envious. This is a very unique gift. I call it gift because it is something like my dragonborn soul. Only those who are born with it can wield it. Of course, there are spells that can use the aspect of divination like clairvoyance, but they are nothing compared to the real deal. Just like the difference between a normal voice master and a dragonborn. Alina can tell that this Steer kid will die soon. Sigh. Looks like a fight is inevitable. Hey, what day is today? I asked. The 28th of Evening Star, December. Why? Alina said. Well, we may not have to do it after all. Ongium, take them and throw them back on their ship. Huh? Why? They all blinked and asked. Just do it. John, you're letting them go? Wolfer asked. Look at them. Do they look like anyone who can go anywhere? The ship they have is too big for them 8 to sail, even if they are in their best conditions. Plus, the ship is too damaged. Just let them for now. They won't live. What are you planning? Alina frowned and asked me. Huh, not saying. I will spoil the fun this way. Let's just all leave. They all started nagging for a while, but it was no big deal. I just left a gift for someone else to vent their anger on. Now, I guess I should just head back to the town. Boss, he is here. Boss, 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 boss. The fuck is going on? These guys. Did I start some sort of religion or anything? I didn't, did I? Two little girls are giving me flowers? Oh, how cute. The people opening a path for me to my manor. Guys, I'm so deeply touched. But I'm not good with all this attention. I am moving like a wooden doll for some reason. I used to fight in an arena before, but this is so embarrassing. I walked and was followed by my friends and men. Things are pretty hectic in my mind, but I managed to reach home. Behind the main gate, some people who appear to be the guards appeared and closed the gate behind me. The beautiful place around is filled with snow now. It has been a while since I made a snowman, but let's do that alone. I entered the house and was surprised by how clean it is. Not even a grain of dust was seen. Mistress Alishka came with some girls to clean the place 2 days ago. We were anticipating your arrival. Trudvar said, "Good job. Looks like reward shall be thrown left and right now." I will see to that. I am handling some of the accounts and Mistress Alishka is handling the others, but it will be a bit hard to deal with all that. Oh, I will review the ledgers later. Need to rest my aching body first. The place is too warm. It's a nice house indeed. Alina commented. Seems like that guy who was with her in Mount Anther, Skywalker, joined as well. Well, make yourself at home. Everyone put their weapons on the ground and found a chair to rest on. Home sweet home. Knock, knock, knock. Who is it? Trudvar went to see who's knocking. Sir, it is Mistress Alishka and some other business owners asking to meet the boss. Trudvar looked at me, and I nodded. Send them in. In the room, there are Joliner, Wolfer, Ongium, Trudvar, Alina, and Skywalker on a side. The other side had Alishka, Dager the innkeeper, the mine owner, the head mason, the master huntsman, as well as some important people in the hold. Why am I sitting on this big chair in the middle? You guys didn't appoint me as a Jarl, right? I asked. Well, you already own most of the properties in town, and the land you own is massive. Add to that the number of the guards who work for you that has exceeded the number of the Jarl's guards already. Why do you think we should deal with that useless person to begin with? Alishka signed. You made a good thing here, Boss John. Don't worry about such a Jarl. The mine owner said. The town already belongs to Boss John. Even the Imperial garrison in the south deal with us to get supplies. The master huntsman followed. And many people who had bad living conditions around the area has all migrated to Winterhold. Don't forget the young ones who applied in the college to follow the footsteps of Boss John. And this happened. And that happened. Oh boy. If I remember correctly, I was only making a humble investments and a small business with the things I have in hand. Now, I'm a tycoon of Winterhold. I kept looking at the ledger in front of my. It was organized the way I taught the Alishka how to do it. Numbers and charts filled the pages, and I could understand what happened in the past 4 months. Holy mudcraps. What the hell did you guys do? We are too rich. Too damn rich. Did people want to work that much? I totally underestimated the work I have done here. My properties that I obtained its land by with a few hundred gold septims is now worth more than 40,000 gold septims. My guards and spare sailors that I keep around unofficial hired are about 300. And the workers has increased many times. It is still not enough, Boss John. The head mason said. Asterisk glub, asterisk, not enough. I said as I could feel my head becoming light. Yes, the town needs solid defenses, and a lot of people need to have houses, as they mostly live in rundown ones. Also, the immigrants need housing. He replied, just kill me already. We need to expand the inn, Boss John. It used to fit the small town, but now that there are a lot of customers. The innkeeper said, we also need some barracks for the men. Trudvar said, a market square. Wolfer. More trading ships. Ongium. A temple. Alina. Okay, I get it, but I don't have a brain to deal with all that alone. Where is Isolda when we need her? Wolfer sighed. Isolda's brain is made of numbers. She can think of every legal and illegal way to make and spend money. But we need to rely on what we have in hands now. Fine, let's throw this problem on someone else. Ladies and gentlemen, the situation seems to be a bit getting out of hand with the pirates' problems and all the things that has been happening. I know you couldn't wait, as the situation is turning critical by the day and a solution need to be found. In my opinion, we should work with what we have in hand. A year ago, this town was a ghost town compared to what it is today. The solution in this time is the same as always. You, the sons and daughters of this town, are the best solution for the future. I gambled on you once, and I won, so here I gamble again. We can't establish something official like a town hall to deal with this matters, but we can get permission from the Jarl to deal with all these matters. Not as John Dare or as any individual, but as a one entity, one solid being. I can't deal with this problem alone, as you all know. I'm a student of the arcane arts. But I'm very confident in you. You're the partners who put their blood and tears to build the beautiful thing we have today. It can't be me alone. This is why I arrived at a vital conclusion. We must unite ourselves into one more capable machine. A machine that only knows how to push forward. I am suggesting that we build a cooperation. An association of the businessmen and workers in this town to work under a single, organized, and multi-personnel management. I suggest a business company. I. Well said, boss. Amazing. We agree. No disagreement. Fu. Success. Boss, I can nominate some names for the first patch of management personnel. Alishka said. Oh, please. Many of the girls are now proficient in the skills of literacy and calculating. I relied on them, and they will prove to be of use. Oh, good. You also promised them when you were hiring us a year ago that the first best opportunity that comes will be theirs. I remember. Haha, this is great. We have the personnel we need. Let's make a plan now and put the big ideas together. Ahem. Before we start, I would like to ask a question. Alina talked. By all means. What will you call the company? Attach the word dragon with anything good, and we will go with it. Fufu. She laughed faintly. I realized what have I done a second later. Everyone in the room is giving the same laugh. This will be a fight over the name of the company. A fight you readers shall solve in the comments. Chapter 110, The Dare Dragon Group. I said no. I will never call it that way. Why do you always say no to the names I come up with? I have a new idea. The Horny Drago. Zip it John. Dragon Dreams. Feels Homo. Imagine Dragons. I love that band. Leave it out of this. Winter Dragon. We said no like 100 times already. Golden Dragon Trading Company. I have read that name in some Chinese novel before. I eat dragons. Feels like I heard it somewhere. Knock, knock, knock. Trudvar went to open the door. Boss, a courier. Let him in. A few seconds later, a short guy came into the room, following Trudvar. I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. He mumbled a bit while looking in his bag. Let's see here, A letter. From whom? A guy called himself Iako. Creepy fella, dressed in an orange suit and a gas mask, holding a flamethrower. Oh, thanks. John paid the courier and sent him on his way. After opening the letter, he saw this. The Dare Dragon Group. Looks like we got ourselves a name, everyone. I said and showed the letter to the others. Oh, the boss name and the word dragon. How couldn't we think of that before? Well, let's go with that name from now on. John declared while standing up. Everyone stood up and congratulated each others. Special thanks to Iako for suggesting the name. Thanks for all who suggested the other names too. Iako won by the score of 24 likes. Alina's POV. We finished the meeting in the sea mist manner at evening, and everyone went on his way. The town was exhausted as everyone were contributing in today's fight. Everything was quiet and peaceful. Tomorrow, John Dare decided to hold a funeral for the brave soul that departed to Sovngarde. May kind guide them. What do you think, Alina? Sveikin, who was with me the whole time, finally spoke. It is rare for him to call me by my name. He used to do so a long time ago when we were young. It has been a while. What do I think about what, Sveikin? I answered as my head was having a hard time focusing on one issue. I mean, what do you think about John Dare, the situation of Winterhold, that company he intends to build, and everything? Sigh, where should I begin? I said as I started to feel a real headache from thinking about his questions. I kept walking until I reached the stone bridge of the college and didn't stop until I reached a point where I can see the sea clearly. It was lit by the moonlight and felt beautiful. There are many things I want to know myself, Sveikin, to many questions that needs to be answered about him. Can I get your opinion at least? Cousin, you're asking for a lot. I turned my head and saw him smiling. Guess I'll answer. I remember the face of the tall young man who has a long red hair and a small early beard. He was wearing a strange fur armor and wore an open sleeveless robe. Pretty stylish in my opinion. I think he is an interesting person. He is a powerful mage who is always prepared to go on frenzy to save his town. Let's assume that his theory of magic is far advanced beyond the flame Atronak variations and the mysticism spellcasting. He is proficient in destruction, as you could see the way he landed from his flame Atronak hawk like a bolt of lightning. He can use the Thursday too, which I'm not sure where he could learn it if he doesn't belong to High Hrothgar or a hidden clan already. But regarding the rest, if his personality is not bad at all. He is not afraid, but he is very careful. He loves to do things with style, but not too lavish himself. How honest he is. Not honest at all. Huh. I said as I remembered that moment. When they told him about the management work that needs to be done, he looked composed, but he was crying in his heart. He probably suggested the company idea to get rid of that workload. I bet he will only make the big decisions and sit back to watch the work gets done by others. Huh, I like the way he thinks. But what do you think about this company? Sveikin said. It will work. He seemed already able to make it happen. He said some ideas that felt rather strange, but he put down a goal to every department in the company with a future plan and a lot of upgrading options. The type of cooperation he intends to make is almost as if he's trying to make a company of investment to control other smaller companies and make a firm reign over them. I don't know how he managed to buy the Jarl, but let's try to say that he is having the Jarl as his puppet now. So making such a company is actually stepping into the right direction as taking the role of the Shadow Jarl. Shadow Jarl. There's something like that? Well, they're the Silverblood in Markarth and the Blackbriar in Riften. They are the Shadow Jarls. And now, John Dare is the Shadow Jarl of Winterhold. The company will take a lot of rights from the Jarl for most of the lands, mines, and everything in the hold. Our lands is in the hold, and the firemen's should have a say in this too. This town used to be theirs once. True, before the Great Collapse, Grandpa Terman Firemain used to live here. But after it, things changed, Sveikin. The people have the right to live, and the firemen's has no say in this place anymore. You just don't like the firemen's, Sveikin said. I don't hate them, but I'm not forced to get marry someone I don't know just because he is 6 feet tall, has a curly red hair, and walks around with an animal sidekick. Somehow I didn't want to continue. Hey, doesn't John Dare fit that description? Sveikin said what I just thought of. Yes, I just realized it. Thank you for pointing it out. He's not Firemain, right? I know all the Firemain kids. They're not interested in anything but fire, big weapons, fire again, ships, more fire, and raising beasts. John Dare is an electromancer and a conjurer. He is also a researcher, which doesn't fit the description of a Firemain male at all. Yeah, I heard they are obsessed with the path of Dragon Knights. Of course they do. Put anything that burns in front of them, and you will be their favorite person in the world. Ha ha ha, you really don't like them. Let's just get going before, what is that? I was about to say something, but I saw something in the sea. Something is burning. Looking at the direction, I used far vision spell that Master Narina gave me, and I saw the bloodsail ship that we left in the sea. It was burning. Who did that? I increased the Magicka output to see further ahead. After stabilizing the vision, I saw another large ship next to it. Some men were burning the bloodsail ship and killing the people we left on it. It was brutal. I combined far vision with night vision and saw something I didn't want to see. Damn you, Sveikin. What? Why? You kept saying Firemain this and Firemain that. Look who we conjured this time. Don't tell me. The fireman's. Who else, Icebrain? Ismir. Let me see. Let me see. I cast night vision and far vision on him. Oh, that's indeed a fire-main ship. Crimson Moon. Do you know which ship is that? I saw it once before. Which ship is that? This is the Guilty Crown. Sveikin said in hesitation. Asterisk glub, asterisk the Guilty Crown. Yes, the most damned ship in the Sea of Ghosts. The ship of your most favorite firemain. Oh crap, can't do something about this. Sveikin, where is the farthest end of Nirn? Maybe locking your chamber is the best way to solve it this time. You know she always catches you. Nah, don't wanna. I will run. No, I will go to Master Nerina and sell my soul to her. John said it may work. Your call, my lady. Let's run. John's POV. Everyone went home except for Wolfer and Alishka. Alishka, show me the new hot tub that I requested to be built in the underground area. There's also some bags of gold that I had to move in the vault. The place got some remodeling, and it was rather nice. I also found some of Wolfer's works lying around in the training room. He made some tools that I asked for, trapping harpoons, crossbows, hand ballistas. Most of them were still under the prototype category. To tell the truth, I was trying to make some anti-dragon weaponry, but after I met with Parthernax, all that work will go down the drain. I still need to examine some Dwemer machinery to get an impression of how they made the automatic reloading crossbows. Lastly, the magic cannons on the gunship weren't effective as I thought, which means they're useless against dragons. I need to remake the designs once again. Last time I focused on rate of fire, but this time let's not worry about that and make it into something absurd. I also added a design for a new magical weapon. It is the good old Tesla Tower. I will go speak with Jarl Career tomorrow and get his consent for providing us with a long-term investment contract and a monopoly of some crafts over the hold. I hope you prepare as much workforce as possible. Yes, I already have few choices. Are we going to meet in my office anytime soon? Oh, I turned to look at Alishka, who was smiling at me. I held her from her waist and pulled her to me. She's now a lot shorter than before. I also was thinking about coming, you know. I was about to flirt with her, but I heard some noise upstairs. Not now, Alishka. The universe is not giving its consent. Hee. Fine. I'll be busy the next couple of days, so let's celebrate the new year together. Yes. Let's just see what's going on upstairs first. I went upstairs, followed by Alishka, and we arrived at the scene of Wolfer and Joliner standing against each other and glaring at each other. Don't tell me. I completely forgot. John, what is that girl doing here? Wolfer shouted at me. Ups. He is angry. Listen, bro. I'll explain everything. Just calm down. How do you want me to calm down? This is the assassin that went after you. Assassin. Alishka jumped back. I know. Just listen to the story and you will understand everything. Does Nerina know? Yes. Tell me everything from the start or else. Fine. Jeez. I forgot that Wolfer has that motherly side. I guess I'll tell him everything. Chapter 111. The Firemen's Are Here. An extra chapter. This week, February 2nd. Enjoy Heartsuit. So let's revise what you said from the very beginning. That girl tried to kill you. The Thieves Guild asked you to solve the problem. You infiltrated Castle Duar and made a contact with her. With Rusning, you were the ones who killed Sibby Blackbriar. And after you left the city, you returned back to set fire in the castle and break her out. Now you guys are lovers? Wolfer was getting bigger and bigger for some reason. He was truly in the mood to scold me. Amazing, right? No one except me can pull such a thing off. I said, trying to make the situation look better. Yeah, you were right. No one is idiot enough to pull such a thing off. He was not going to let it go at all. Sigh, I thought you were the one with a brain among us, John. Wolfer said as he finally got tired. With a brain? Come on, let's see. I'm a multitasking cat-lover magic casting freak. You have some sort of steel fetish. Akira is a Kajiat who doesn't fluff. Isolde is a coin digger. Sviti has developed a third personality by now. Whose fault were these? Not me. Really? Let's see, I was a healthy young man until you started showing me these weird tools from your so-called past life. Akira got creeped out by your cat fetish until she learned how to talk the way humans do. Isolde absorbed so many ways of making money from you until she lost her common morals. Sviti songs are no longer the normal stuff bards sing. Every time he spoke, I lower my head more. I could only raise my hand and whimper, guilty, oblivion you are. His anger seemed to be less than before. Sigh. Once again, Jelliner, this Wolfer, my brother. Wolfer, these Jelliner, my girl. I made a proper introduction. They were still glaring at each other. It was Joel who tried to kill me once, and it was Wolfer who hit her with a hammer and sent her flying. I am this guy's brother. He is a kind idiot who forgives people for the strangest reasons. I heard you have done well to this town, so I will overlook the past for now. I'm John's faithful follower. You may think of me whatever you want. I don't care. Humph. Sigh. Kids. John, what's with that giant cat this morning? You cheated on Akira that fast. Foo-foo. You mean Nefertiti? A cute little thing, isn't she? A cute little thing that killed 3 pirates in less than a second. I'm not able to keep up with you anymore. What's her story? Well, it started like this. I started telling him my story with Nefertiti since the day we met when I rescued her until the thing with Herson. Damn, my life was compared to yours. Except for the part about Bjorna, of course. Once she was going to leave, Ongium came and saved me from the boredom. Good for you, bro. How is your life in our town? Never dull, brother. Your friends from a creation club are something else. They have a lot of your work, and the things we built are all around your basement. Oh, about that. I started giving Wolfer my new requirements. Stronger. Come on, what's your game? I want stronger magic cannons that can be fixed on the defenses we are about to build. I want the pirates to be killed in the sea before they ever set foot on land. Even if we can build such a thing, not even the soul gems mine and the hunt squad can provide us with such amount of filled soul gems. I grinned. Who said anything about soul gems? Wolfer went home after we had a few drinks that night, and I went to bed. The next day, a large ship carrying the banner of a lion with a mane of fire was spotted near the shoreline. The bloodsail ship was nowhere to be seen. Hee. As expected, the firemen's are here. They followed the rules of the official docks and wouldn't come to the dock until the first light. Well, we're no official dock yet, but thanks. I gave orders to give them the permission to dock right away. After that, I got dressed in some civil clothes and went to see Nurina. She was nowhere to be found, but when I asked around, I learned that she was summoned by Savidarin, the Archmage. I only had to wait for her in her chambers then. Putting thoughts into actions, I headed to the Hall of Countenance. Some people I know didn't recognize me at all. I guess that's given due to my appearance change. Well, the seal of Nurina that I have can take me anywhere. Just as I reached her chambers, I discovered it was magically locked with different method than Nurina's usual. I can break through it, but it seems there is someone inside. The magic signal is not bad, but it is far weaker than Nurina. Nurina's magic signal can cause me to throw up if I try to detect it. It is just massive. Anyway, let's wait in the lobby. I put my hood on so people stop looking at me and found a place to sit. A few minutes later, Nurina showed up followed by Alanath and Faralda. I went up and stood near the place they were walking. Hey, beauties, I said in a provoking tone. Do you know who are you addressing, fool? Faralda lashed out in a cold tone. Foo-foo. Teacher Faralda. As cool as ever, even when you lash at someone. I said with a smile. Faralda, this is just a brat. Don't lose your anger here. Let me handle him. Lana said, as she was ready to kick some ass. Wait, Nurina spoke. Archwizard, he is just a kid. Let me handle him. Laneth said, Yes, big sister. Don't worry about such scum. Faralda got heated up too. You guys can beat him well, all right, but if he decided to escape, you won't even catch a shadow. Nurina said, Hee. Damn it. She approached me and held the nape of my shirt. Why did you get that tall? She asked in a bone-shivering tone. It seems that it has to do with the blood lineage. Nurina looked at me with complete disdain. Laneth is fairly tall for a Dunmare. Laneth shivered. That little girl Faralda is idiotically tall too. Faralda's face got pale. And now, you. Crap. Nurina is sensitive about height. She is not short, but everyone she knows is taller than her. She pulled me down and removed my hood. John, Lonith and Faralda exclaimed. Hey, Teacher Lonith, Teacher Faralda. They were still in a daze from my change in appearance. Nurina took a deep breath and looked at me coldly. Other than your head, the rest of your body is not my son anymore. Lonith, the knife. Alina's POV. Scary. I couldn't sleep at night at all. Last night, I came to Master's chambers and requested to see her. Once I was let inside, I saw a golden-skinned woman sleeping in the bed of Master Nurina. That was Teacher Faralda. I knew the rumors about their relationship, but it seems that Master is not even shy about it at all. What's with it, girl? It is late. Oh, Master, I am very sorry for disturbing your sleep. I wasn't sleeping. Something happened. Ahem. Reporting to Master, this disciple has met with Senior John this day. Stop talking like that, damn it. Did he treat you well? Yes. Master, he was a very interesting person, and I learned so much from being around him. Foo-foo. Just don't catch the bad habits. By your wish, Master. Sigh. What are you here for? Master, since the day I started following you, I know how caring and low. Cut the crap, Alina. You want something? Master said it straightforward. Let me hide in your room, Master. I beg you. Huh? Did something happen? Yes, Master. My clan wants to wed me in another clan that has strong ties with us. One of that clan's figures just appeared in town. I'm already known in town, and I will be found sooner or later. Please, Master. Master looked at me and started thinking, then she nodded. You are right. Without your consent, I should protect you from a forced marriage. Thank you very much, Master. You can sleep on that sofa. And that's how my master agreed to help me. The next day came, and Master got summoned by her cousin, Archmage Savozarin. She went in a heavy mood. After an hour, she returned back with Teacher Lonith and Teacher Faralda. They were laughing for some reason. This rascal, to think he would escape from me. I was surprised at my wits' end when he used that spell. Congratulations, big sister. Congratulations, Archwizard. Thank you, guys. We need to celebrate, even though it is still early morning. Oh, Alina, come. Master is inviting you to a breakfast and an early drink. Thank you, Master. Lonith, I'm sorry, but go look for him. I think he returned back to town by now. And Faralda, order a servant to bring us a breakfast. Right away, Archwizard. Okay, big sis. They both went away. What is the happy occasion, Master? I asked. Oh, Foo-foo. I caught John a minute ago, and he managed to use a very advanced spell to escape from me. I can't tell you the spell as I heard that you two will end me having a duel. Well, congratulations, Master. I should congratulate Senior too for his achievement. After a few seconds, Teacher Faralda came and said that she ordered a lavish breakfast, then sat on the bed and held a book. Knock, knock, knock. Who is it? Lady Nurina. A person came from outside the college with your seal. She said she is, a drinking buddy of yours. Drinking buddy? To Master. I can imagine it and can't imagine it in the same time. Oh, finally, bring her. She must have brought a ton of drink this time. Oh, Master ran? Wow, didn't see that side of her before. She is mostly dignified and cold. You must be wondering what's going on. Teacher Faralda spoke as if she read my mind. To Nurina, very few people in the world deserve her attention. Lonith, me, you and John are one of those ones. There are a few other people like her master and that drinking buddy. They share a strong bond. Oh, I know that Master accepted me after she assessed my talent. Even though we both were forced on each other, she could have just sent me away anytime she wants. But I'm still curious who can be a drinking buddy to Master. It must be at least another Archwizard or Summit. You old crone, look at you, still short as ever. Shut up. Everyone in this world is so damn tall. Just leave me alone. I am a normal person. Bet you are. Huh. Where's the boy? I sent Lonith to find him. He must be finishing business in town. Fine, let's wait. I could see the silhouettes of Master and another woman coming through the chamber's door. Come, Faralda is here. I also want you to meet my new disciple. This is... The two came across the doorway, and everyone could see the other clearly. Impossible. Oh my. Oh no. My cutest Alina. Auntie Hilda. Chapter 112. Alina and Hilda. As we commend their souls to Aetherius, blessings of the 8 divines upon them, for they are the salt and earth of Nirn, our beloved children, and beloved of Arche. May you find peace in their afterlife, and may your body find rest while it remains in Tamriel. Let no profane desecration fall upon thy remains, and may Arche protect your body and welcome your soul in his halls until Tamriel is no more. The town of Winterhold stood tall, overcoming the danger of the Bloodwhore curse, the pirates that plagued the Sea of Ghosts for many years. And now it is burying the 13 brave men that fought and died in yesterday's battle. The one who did the last rites was Mjal the Lioness. She seems to have received training in priesthood before. She was injured by a crossbow bolt at the beginning of the battle yesterday. That's why I couldn't see her. Her healing process was done by Alina, who is very talented in the restoration school. Up until now, the town had no official cemetery until I went personally to talk to the Jarl about a certain plot of land that the people used as a graveyard. After taking Career's consent, the cemetery was officially made. Thank you for coming, everyone, I said as a sign to make the crowd disperse. This place should be quiet, as the families of the deceased must get some time to say their goodbyes. People here don't have the custom of dressing in black for the funerals, but I was dressed in a black robe and a hood like the ones from the game. I don't like funerals, but at least I have to show the proper behavior. I also was a bit heartbroken when I saw a grave with no one around it. It made me think about many depressing things. I had to say the goodbyes to the grave myself. Sigh, let's leave this place. I walked out of the cemetery and found a lot of people waiting. Once they saw me, they all looked at my direction. I looked around and saw Mjal among them. What is going on? The people, boss, they want to ask about the town's future. I looked at the people in front of me and saw some faces I saw before and some new ones. They all looked at me. Sigh, time to be a politician. Understand. Ahem. Everyone, thank you for your contribution at the battle of yesterday and its aftermath. I know that before, we used to say that we will rebuild this town no matter what, and whoever tries to stop us will be the enemy that we crush and repel. I say we all delivered the promise yesterday, and you should feel proud instead of being afraid. From this day onward, we will fight the good fight as we learned from yesterday. We gained a lot of experience and developed better ways to deal with the enemy. Yesterday's terror won't happen ever again. If the enemy comes from the sea, they will never set foot on land. If the enemy comes from the land, we will bury them under it. Even if the enemy comes from the sky, we will be ready for that too. Yesterday, after the end of the battle, I, John Dare, Thane of Winterhold, held a meeting with the head figures in town to create an end to this mess. We reached a lot of solutions and decisions about what to do, and right now, we are putting an organized plan to deal with the current situation. We reached out some allies, and I'm glad to tell you that our situation is more organized and much better than yesterday. An official announcement will be published under the name of the Dare Dragon Group. Thank you for listening. The people were still worried, but they nodded, and everyone went to their business. John, I came. Hummin, carry me out. John and Nefertiti, who came together, started running towards me. Joel was smiling. You have finished. Yes. Here. Joel handed me a high-quality piece of paper. I instantly opened and started reading it. Fufufu. Success. With this paper, I am the ruler in the shadows. I guess Delvin called it the Shadow Jarl once. Does this mean that you get to do anything in Winterhold as long as it is a public property? Yes. We will have to pay rent to the Jarl, but I will find a way to scam him legally. I said with a smile. If it is about law, then I am the daddy around here. Jeliner came and clung to my arm. You can turn from the saint to the devil in a second. Please don't misunderstand me. I treat people according to their worth. A dog-like career is only meant to be used. He chose to join hands with the pirates and enslave the people before. The people, on the other hand, are the ones that require my full care. They're the real force and have the power to turn the weakest town in a Skyrim to one of the towns that could withstand an attack from a hidden clan. The people want you here. The thing they're afraid of the most is you disappearing once again. Then I will have to disappoint them. I am but one man. They should rely on themselves for the fights yet to come. Next time, I will sit back and watch them do the work. They don't need a hero to save them every day. If they don't get to learn how to do it themselves, then there is no point. All I need to do is to teach them and lord over them. Plus, that is not the role I was meant to play. You're talking about the dragon slaying business. Exactly. Dragons are the game I should focus on. The whole of Skyrim will need me by that time. So, what is the next step we are going to take? First, the temple we are planning to build will give us a good amount of popularity for now, and the defense walls and towers will also be something easy to deal with. I gave some money to Wolfer so he can expand the workshop. Ongium will be responsible for the new ships. Trudvar and Jaw will both work on training the men. After all, we only need to go official after a few days. I said and waved the paper to Joel. We were walking in the street until we reached the house. In front of it, someone seemed to be waiting for me. Teacher Loneth. I jumped from my place. John, don't escape again. I came in peace. Peace? You guys wanted to cut my head this morning. Well, no one told you to get ridiculously tall to the point that we don't recognize you, then come hit on us. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, I was so scared that I ran away for my life. How heartless can you be on your juniors? Beat it, John. Archwizard Nerina wants to see you. It seems that she has a visitor you should meet. Oh, she's here. I'll go change and come right away. Alina's POV. I tried to run. I tried. And I failed. And he caught me and made me sit on her lap. Why? Fate, you are so cruel. I can't take this anymore. No way in Oblivion I can take it. So embarrassing. Teacher Faralda, Master, please stop smiling. Help me. To think those two monsters are drinking buddies. Truly, birds of feather. I didn't know that you two know each other. Master was smiling while talking to Annie Hilda. Foo-foo. We go way back since little Alina was 5 years old. Annie was amused for some reason. Ho-ho. Since that time, huh? So Alina was that child you talked about? Yes. Alina is the one who opened my heart once again. Look how cute and small she is. Auntie Hilda started poking me cheeks. Damn it. So embarrassing. I'm not cute or small. Auntie, stop bullying me. Foo-foo. She's always like that. Foo-foo. They're laughing like the pair of foxes they are. How drunk were the gods to let Auntie and Master meet each other? I asked as I completely gave up. I can't simply escape from the hands of Annie now. Well, it was fate. You'll get to know the details later. But now, it has been a year since Annie saw you. Look how much have you grown. Annie was still not letting me go. I am sure a firemane won't notice how much other people grow anyway. Master said, Come on, Alina is the one I raised up. How can I not notice her growth? Still, what is that thing about forcing her to marry into your clan? Master asked. Oh, that is a very old tradition between our clans. We must be always tied by blood, as the Moonblade clan is the only reason our Firemane clan survived the Great Collapse. My mother is from the Moonblade clan, and George's wife and Scotty's husband are also from the Moonblade clan. There are other marriages as well. As for Alina, she gets to choose her husband from the clan if only she wished for it. Whoa, so that's the reason. Fine, Alina. Looks like you don't have to choose after all. Master said, overlooking the real problem. Master, if I refused, my clan will look at me as a person who betrayed the traditions, and everyone will hate me. They don't even dare to do so. Whatever you want, Annie will support you. But you will have to come to our clan for this month. You know that you must take your coming-of-age ceremony with us. No, I'm staying with Master. Actually, I'm going as well. Master said. What? Master is going. You traitor. Damn it. I I still have a duel with a senior. Huh. Who dares to duel my cutie Alina? Tell me, and Auntie will hunt them down for you. No, Auntie. I'm a challenger. You're challenging someone? Well, I didn't want to do it at first, but the steward of our clan came and declared the challenge without my consent. Annie doesn't see you losing to anyone. She is fighting against John, Master said. Suddenly, Auntie Hilda stiffened, and the atmosphere changed greatly. WHWHY? Did something happen between them? Yeah. Annie Hilda is... She's about to cry. No, they seem to have a good impression of each other. Master said. Phew, that was close. It should be a small, friendly fight then. Let them use wooden swords, Narina. Auntie is saying very strange words. It's a duel over my legacy disciple title. What does that mage nonsense mean? They will use the best magic they have. Hilda, this is an all-out fight. Wawa Wawa Narina. Stop it. Don't make it happen. Please. Annie is freaking out. Just leave it to them. They will solve it on their own. Narina, how can you be so heartless? Auntie said and started hugging me tightly. My bones. Don't worry. They won't harm each other. Are you sure? Yeah. Just let the girl go. She is dying. Oh, sorry. Phew. Huff. Knock, 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 knock. Who is it? The door knocked, and Master replied. The most handsome young man on Tamriel. The one behind the door seemed to be John. Master looked at Annie. Annie, who was keeping me on her lap the whole time, let go of me. She just let me go. Like that. Come in, Master said. Chapter 113. John and Hilda. Alina's POV. I don't remember Annie looking like this. Her face was stiff, and her expressions were shaken. What in the world? I never have seen this strong woman like that. She was either furious like an angry beast or silly like doting parent. I saw all her expressions, all her emotions, all her rage, and all her happiness. But she was never shaken. She was the most amazing person I ever knew when I was a child. Time stopped in my head, and I remembered old memories. Some of the best memories and the saddest memories I ever had. My mother died when I was young. I was so young that I can't even remember her face anymore. They said she was so beautiful and everyone loved her. But since the time I was born, she became sick and weak. When she died, I became the young mistress of the house. I don't remember much since then, but I was never liked by the clan that much. Something about my eyes made them wary. The eyes of Master, different from the eyes of Secunda that all my clan has. When I reached the age of 5, the Firemane clan sent people to request the aid of our clan for apprehending a member of theirs that went rogue. My father refused to send the men, yet he carried his swords alone and went down the mountain. He said he alone was enough. After a week, he returned with a strange woman that was covered in blood. He told the Firemane steward to return, as the woman would stay with us until her matter is over. Since that day, I got to know that woman as Hilda. She was a large woman taller than any man in our clan. She lived in a castle with us and never appeared too much. One thing we had in common, everyone was afraid of us. She never talked and glared at people all the time, but she didn't glare at me. Since that time, we started to get to know each other. I brought my dolls and started playing in her room. In time, she started to get close to me too. Months passed, and I was always with her. I slept at her room and ate with her. During that time, I got learned her story. She had a child, a son she named John Hild, a son that everyone in the world wanted to see him dead. In order for him to live, she had to give him to someone else in a faraway place so he can grow up in peace. Her father, the one I knew later as Grandpa Terman Firemane, forbade her from going to see him. He also didn't want anyone to find him. Auntie Hilda always cried when she was alone, so I stayed with her most of the time. I didn't want to see her crying anymore. By the time I became 7, my father started teaching me the sword art of our clan. I was praised in every swing I made. Auntie Hilda also trained me many times. When I became 10 years old, Annie said that her son has also become 10. She cried bitterly that I couldn't stop her anymore. All I could do is help her escape from our clan to go see her son. The clan caught me as I really didn't put up much resistance. They tried to ask me about her whereabouts many times, but I never said anything. They gave up as they seemed to have understood what was going on. A month passed, and Annie came back once again. She has changed a lot. She was smiling all the time since then. She said that she could see her son. He was very smart and had a very unique personality. She said many things that time, but everything about Annie changed. She became a very happy person. Grandpa decided that it is of no use to keep her anymore. She won't go on a revenge spree once again, judging by how she changed. Annie started doting me mercilessly ever since, and sometimes it turned scary. She also took me outside the clan many times and showed me the glade where her clan lives, the sea in the north, her ship, the animals she raises, the hot springs in East Marsh. She showed me the world I never knew. I got to have many friends since then, and the world became so much easier to live in. I even started to get along with even my stupid clan. All these memories went through my head in a few seconds. During these few seconds, Annie was beside me no more. She was there, hugging that young man who just came. Just like her, he was tall and strong. Just like her, he had that red fiery hair and gleaming blue eyes. I heard her crying something just a second ago. She was saying, "John Hill, John's POV. Almost 6 years have passed, and that woman never changed. She has no control over her strength. She cried my name and hugged me so fast that I couldn't even have the time to dodge. Well, I wouldn't have dodged her anyway. She was crying. I missed you, John Hill. Mother missed you so much. Yeah, I missed you too. I didn't say that, but I hugged her back. By the time she let go, I could see no one in the room. They all must have left. You have grown a lot, John Hill, she said. Well, thanks to a certain annoying bloodline, I had to give all of my clothes away. Ha ha ha. Well, we all did that at some point. Aha, you haven't changed at all, I said as I looked at her. She was the same as I remembered her. Hee hee. The perks of being fireman. We grow up as slow as elves. Seriously? Yeah. Damn. I should prepare for a slow life from now on. Hilda and I started laughing mindlessly. Come, let's sit. She pulled me over and sat on the sofa. She was smiling brightly and warmly. My heart was being healed from seeing her smile. Rays of sunlight came from the window behind the sofa and added more warmth on this cold day. Hilda was a beauty. I could only be thankful to her for giving me the genes to be this devilishly handsome. Her red curly hair and shining blue eyes were just the starts of our similarities. My hair was 1 degree darker and straight, but it was nothing to consider different when we compare the rest of the features. Even our height was almost similar. How long has it been? She wondered. 5 years, 8 months, and 14 days. I said, Whoa, someone was counting the days. She said with a smile. Well, can't blame me for being awesome. Hee hee. Still the arrogant brat. I kept looking at her bright smile until she spoke again. Now tell me, during those 5 years, 8 months and 14 days, how was your life? Let's start from the day you left. Time passed, and more time passed. It was already sunset. Oh boy, that was the longest catching up I ever had. Hilda said as she stretched her arms left and right. We still haven't heard your turn. I said, Come on, there's plenty of time, and I am hungry. Yep, I am hungry too. Where have they gone? No idea. Narina took the wine barrel with her. You brought Narina a wine barrel, I said as I felt a sudden headache in my head. Sorry about that. She seemed to know what she has done. Good grief. Let's go look for them. Hilda and I went out of Narina's room, and I locked it. We took the stairs to Feralda's room, but no one was there. Lonith didn't know where they are either. That only left one place possible. Let's go to my house, I said. Foo-foo. My son has his own house now. Well, if Narina has a barrel of wine and took it to my house, well, at least the basement may survive. We headed out of the college and reached the town. On the stone bridge of the college, I saw the fire-main ship in the sea. That's one huge ship. Hee hee. That's my ship, the Guilty Crown. It used to be the flagship of the Blood Fleet. The Blood Fleet? The fleet of the Bloodsail clan. Hee hee. 10 years ago, I infiltrated their clan, freed a lot of prisoners and workers from enslavement, beheaded their patriarch, and stole the ship. The blood sails never dared to sail far away from their port ever since that day. All they could do is to use other names like the Bloodhorkers or whatever to avoid me now. Damn. Well, I guess there was one angry Hilda back then. You're not causing a ruckus anymore, right? Nah. I was stopped by a childhood friend of mine. It was not my finest moment, but it was the time when friends act to save each other's hide. We kept talking until we reached the town. There were a lot of people gathered around some place. What's going on there? Hilda asked. Oh, that's the notice board. It must be the announcement. Announcement? Come. You will like that one. I walked to the crowd, which moved to the left and right once they saw me. Hilda hummed as she started reading the announcement. Underscore. Announcement. It is with a great pleasure that we announce, to the good people of Winterhold, the establishment of the Dare Dragon Company under the management of Thane John Dare, Thane of Winterhold. The company has taken the permission to invest in all the public resources around the hold. The company opens the door for a lot of major departments that will work day and night for the prosperity and the protection of Winterhold and all its people. The major departments are construction, real estate, security, exploring, industry, trading, transportation, investment, insurance, and entertainment departments alongside other minor service departments. Another series of recruitment announcements and requests will be announced on a later date. John Dare, Chief Executive Officer. Wolfer, Industrial Department. Ongium, Transportation Department. Elishka, Financial Department. Trudvar, Security Department. Mjal, Exploration Department. Underscore. Hilda was speechless. Do you like what you see? I asked. To tell the truth, I was showing off what I have done. There are a lot of complicated words, but it is no wonder that the blood sails were afraid of you. She said, Hee hee, you like my gift last night? Foo-foo, you rascal. You really made a score on them. They won't forgive you even though you managed to pin the death of their son on us. Well, from this day onward, I would love to see them doing something about it. Are you prepared for them? Haha, I have a plan in motion. It would take time, but they also need a lot of time to recover. The hold is now completely mine. Winterhold is mostly a wasteland, you know. You sure you can find anything useful? Foo-foo, you have no idea. Hilda, you have no idea. Chapter 114. John and Alina. Hilda and Nurina. Hey, stop acting all mysterious on me, kid. What's in Winterhold? Not gonna tell. Ouch. I teased Hilda but got my back slapped. Go in to talk, or you'll make your old mother force it out of you. Hilda was smiling, and I felt she was enjoying the situation. Sigh, why ruin the surprise for you? You saw my company just now has an exploration group for digging out resources and all that. One day, I will make a grand expedition, and you, my old mother, will be the first name on the list. Ouch. My back got slapped again. Who are you calling old? She said while grinning. Sigh. I now know where my unreasonableness came from. Anyway, the town looks lovely. Can't compare it to last year. Last year? You came here? I visited Nurina with a big keg of mead. Farall that kept whining from how much we drank that day. Ouch, why are you slapping my back? I led Nurina to the Sea Mist Manor. Once we arrived, someone was waiting for me. Boss, I am from the workshop. The chief told me to tell you that he is done with the armor and wants to discuss some other things. I forgot what it was called. Oh, tell the chief that the boss will be busy. He can join me here if he is done. Yes, boss, the young man said and left. Boss, chief. The boss is me. The chief is Wolfer. I said, heard about him. Your sworn brother. More like my actual brother. I know the guy since we were 4. Yeah, I heard. He is the one who has a thing with Bjorna. Sigh. Poor kid. What happened to Bjorna? Hilda looked at me and let out a long sigh. She's a fire main, you know, she said, then made a gesture with her hand. She was referring to the height. Whoops. I completely forgot. She's around my age. Hilda, don't tell me she is. Yes, she's this tall now. Poor Wolf. He used to be the largest boy in the orphanage, now. I started laughing uncontrollably. Good grief. You are horrible. Hilda looked tired. The losses tried to look smaller many times, but all of no use. Well, they will be about the same size. No problem there in my opinion. I hope so. Anyway, let's go inside before things get out of hand, I said while pushing the front gate. After we went into the house, let's just say it can get worse. Nerina and Faralda were arguing and drinking. Nefertiti and Joel were fighting over food, and Alina, who appeared to have followed Nerina here, was going through my books. Once they saw us coming in, everyone froze and looked at us. Is it awkward here, or is it just me? Hilda asked. They were expecting some family drama to happen. Look how disappointed they are. The frozen atmosphere eased up a bit as everyone stopped the mess they were causing. Anyway, this was the first time Sea Mist Manor gets this lively. Auntie, I demand an explanation. This is interesting. The relationship between the Firemans and the Moonblades seems to be very deep. I was listening to a long explanation about my identity from Hilda to Alina. According to Alina, the Firemans should have kept me hidden until the age of 16, then after that I would wait to fulfill some destiny. To her, me being in the outside world is something unthinkable. Blah, 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 blah. Can you even shut up for a second? No one can keep me anywhere I don't want to stay at. And that destiny nonsense is already something I can't escape from. I checked that out myself. You, do you even realize the danger you are in? If anyone from the enemy clan saw you, they will definitely find out that you are a firemain. I guess firemans can go anywhere in Skyrim, right, Hilda? Hilda looked at me as if she was saying, leave me out of this. Seems like she likes Alina a lot. But you can't just expose yourself to danger like that. Do you even realize how many people died in the fights between the clans 15 years ago? Do you know that the most sacred place in Skyrim, High Hrothgar, interfered to put an end to that fight? High Hrothgar did. I admit that I have too little knowledge about such things compared to you Hidden Clan's kids, but don't you dare think of my own business as something a clan can decide. They didn't keep me in their watch, or even did they come into contact with me for so many years. If my guess is correct, the day I should know the truth about myself should have been this day. But they knew too damn well that I shouldn't be stopped or be put under their control. As far as I know, this was the decision the Firemain Patriarch took, and it was the wisest decision to take. What? How is that even possible? For two reasons. My fate and the fate of those who are around me. You're a mystic like myself, and we don't need to argue about how fate works, but the Firemain Patriarch realized that if I got associated with the clan, my fate will get hindered and I may put the clan in a grave danger. My fate is too troublesome to be associated with. Alina looked at me and kept glaring, but she had no more words to argue back. Auntie, say something. Hilda, who was resting her arms on the table and holding her head side, and looked at us. What John Hild said is true. Father's reason was to keep him from worrying too much about his fate or causing the clan any harm. He said this will do until John Hild figures out his own fate. Already figured out, though, I said while playing with Nefertiti. Kind help me. Do you think it is easy to figure out fate? Alina rolled her eyes and spoke coldly to me. Ask Joel. Hey, Joel, yesterday before dawn. I can confirm that John is already very aware of his fate. Joel said in a calm tone. Nefertiti was there too. Homan knows a big dragon. Nefertiti said, only I heard that, of course. I, myself, wouldn't doubt the credibility of a cat and a troubled child at all. Faralda, who was having a drink with Nerina on the other side of the room, started mocking. So the only non-stingy altmare I know of. Nerina fired back. Alina put her hands under her veil and massaged her stiffened face. She finally got tired. Damn, it is midnight already. Well, at least I learned a lot about the firemen's and the Moonblades from this conversation. I'm not really in bad terms with Alina. Our lives are leagues apart. She was raised as the princess of one of the most prestigious clans in Skyrim, and was even considered a member of another prestigious clan. I, however, was raised as an orphan and lived in a city of criminals. The way we see the world is just different. Where she sees responsibility, I see freedom. I don't think we may agree on many things, but I think the way she does things is far better than me. If I see a bandit or a pirate, I wouldn't acknowledge their humanity and put them down on the spot. But she will look for the remaining human within them and try to pull it back up. Not because she is an idiot or a naive person. It is only because she is strong that she can have the luxury to do so. Make no mistake, the girl in front of me is a monster from the same level as me. I defeated her once before on Mount Anther, but she became much stronger since then. Let's talk about something fun, shall we? I spoke directly to her. What is it? I put on a devilish smile. My blood starts to boil when I think about this. I heard someone arranged a duel between us. I said. The atmosphere in the room froze. Even Nefertiti could read the mood and stopped acting silly. The air around Alina changed, and I could feel a smile behind her face veil. I was going to let this go, you know, she said in a playful tone. Hee. Come on. You and I both know that we're going to fight no matter what. There is no way out of this. Tahi, I knew you would think so too. Say, when and where? Tomorrow, Hall of the Elements. Stop. Hilda stood up and slammed the table. The table, phew. Thank heavens it was enchanted. You two are not fighting. I don't care what you are fighting over. This fight is not happening. Calm down, Hilda. Nerina stood up and came. These are my disciples, and I am the one to decide. These are children, Nerina. They might get carried away. I can't afford to see any of them hurt. The two of them were lightly drunk, and they were exchanging a small bit of their auras. Enough. I stood up and used my aura to suppress theirs. It was a pitiful try, but they complied. We youngsters want to fight. Hilda, if you are worried, you could be the judge of the duel. You can stop at any time if you feel it became dangerous. Do you agree, Hilda? I said. Gah, fine, but don't you two dare to put a single scratch on each other. Hilda said. Okay, fine. And Nerina, we have to solve this, the two of us. Hilda said. Solve what? Fu. What was the score last time? If I remember correctly, Nerina was amused. It was a draw. Hilda cut her words. Last time? Draw. What is going on here? Guys, you are drunk. Don't say scary stuff. I try to pacify the mood. Mind your business, brat. This giant woman will get to see the new stuff I developed this time. Huh? New stuff? Show me what you got. Hilda got excited. Oh boy, this is not good. John Dare. No, John Hild. These two drunkards have their own fight. We have ours. Alina stood up too. I looked at her in the eye and saw how much she was itching for this. Honestly, I can't ignore her crimson eyes anymore. The fight will be at the afternoon tomorrow in the Hall of Elements. I will make the arrangements, she said. Agreed. If I lose, you'll be Nerina's legacy disciple. But that's not fair, in my opinion. If I lose, I'm losing something I value, but if you lose, you are just losing a duel. Offer something of the same value. I said. Everyone looked at me, then looked at her. If I lose to you, John Hild Firemane, I, Alina Moonblade, will be your wife. Me? Nerina. Hilda. Nords. Faralda. Wait. What? Joel. You cat to be kitten me. Nefertiti. Bonus. Black small square I quit. I quit. I'm leaving this novel. I'm leaving that damn author. I'm leaving this place. Find someone else. John. Wait, John. There got to be a solution. Nerina. Solution? To what? The damn author wants it. The damn author gets it. I was told this novel is a novel where I can get lazy, have women around me, work only once a day. It was the best place to work. All the MCs out there were envious. even that virgin Leon Dark. But I never ever sign up for a marriage. No ho-ho, sir. I quit. You hear me, author. I quit. John, I'll go talk to him. Just calm down. Narina. No, Narina. You don't understand. He was preparing for this from the very beginning. He was planning to make hashtag team_Joel and hashtag team_Alina from the start. I think he already made some merchandise to make money from. John. But, Narina. Ha on. Here. He is laughing. He knows what he has done. I it. John. Chapter 115. John versus Alina. This is John Dare. Why is this happening to me? I'm standing there in front of that annoying girl, and everyone in the college is watching. Was this duel so anticipated? Damn it. Why I have to accept such an unreasonable condition? I need to do this fast. If I can't do this fast, then I can say goodbye to my happy and quiet life. Marriage? More like the worst-case scenario for life. No wandering around, no going outs, no sleeping outside, and most importantly, no lollygagging. Fine. Moonblade girl, I won't be going easy on you. I never asked for you to do so. TCH, are we fighting already, Judge? Damn it. You too. I forbid you from harming each other. Ready. Fight. This has already reached this far. Better finish it quickly. After all, this is the only way to survive the marriage trap they set me up in last night. Remembering last night gives me a headache. Last night, if I lose to you, John Hild Firemane, I, Alina Moonblade, will be your wife. Me? Huh, Narina. Hilda. Wait. What? Joel. You cat to be kidding me. Nefertiti. That girl said some crazy weird shit. The fuck is that? You think you can get away with such a prank? I completely lost my cool. Prank? I made that condition a long time ago to avoid getting married without my consent. Annie knows about it too. I will get married to a person with a good background and can surpass me in talent. She casually said. Everyone looked at Hilda. I knew, but I didn't think she was that serious. Hilda's face turned pale. She then looked at Alina. Are you serious? Dead serious. Alina said as it was natural. Originally, when I came to Winterhold to look for someone that goes by the name Darth Vader, he managed to defeat me at Mount Anther, so I thought I could find anything about him in Winterhold, but no one knew anything at all. I slap my forehead and cover my eyes. This is not happening. This girl is nuts after all. Why do I always have to deal with girls that have mental problems? Narina was thinking about something. If we compare John's and Alina's talents, they will come very close to each other. It is hard to tell who is more talented, but John has the lead in creativity. What are you talking about? Is this the time to compare our talents now? Maybe you are right, but Alina's speed of improvement is astonishing. Hilda said, she may get lazy sometimes, but give her the right motivation and she will create wonders. Okay, what's going on here? I was a bit confused. I think Master and Annie are right. Even without comparing talents, the identity of John Hild Firemane is already high enough to outshine mine. Even without revealing his real identity, John Dare is the disciple of an archwizard and a new powerhouse in Skyrim. That, of course, if he managed to defeat me. You are annoying. I don't agree. I'm not accepting that whatever become your wife thingy. Offer something else and go look for that Darth Vader away. I said, why? Because you're winning either way like that. You will either become the legacy disciple of an archwizard or get to marry the most handsome young man in Tamriel. Why are you talking like you're not going to get any benefits here? You'll get to marry the daughter of a very influential family and also the most beautiful young lady in Tamriel. Ain't you a little bit too arrogant? Calling yourself the most beautiful young lady in Tamriel. Right back to you. GRRR. We were growling and staring daggers at each other. I think I have a solution. The one who was silent all the time finally has spoken. Joel. Joel came and stood beside me at the table. Excuse my rudeness, Lady Narina and Lady Hilda. I want to say that I have seen Alina's magic, and I must say it is very hard to deal with. But I am more familiar than anyone else with John's current strength. My suggestion is if Alina can withstand John for 5 minutes, then she can get to apply her condition. Other than that, her loss. Genius. Agreed. I instantly agreed with Joel. 5 minutes are more than enough. Agra. Alina was about to agree, but disagree. That was Nerina. Why? Jellinar. Oh, little naive Jellinar. Don't even think I don't know what you are planning, Nerina said with a grin. Everyone looked at Nerina, questioning what she has realized. In a prolonged fight against John, very few people will be able to take advantage against him. Even some masters don't have a chance against him that way. Alina will run out of magicka midway. Everyone in the college is well aware of John's ridiculous amount of magicka. She's right. So what do you suggest? I asked. We will go with Jellinar's suggestion, with a small tweak. Okay, let's make it 1 minute. Yeah, come on. My crisis sensor reacted immediately. But, Nerina continued, it will be an all-out fight. You two can use anything from weapons to even the magical methods other than casting. Everyone went silent for a second. But that won't be a suitable fight for being your legacy disciple at all. I said, well, it is my legacy, and I am the one to decide. Good grief. Present time. And that's how we reached this moment. In order to avoid some weird marriage arrangement and keep my position as Nerina's legacy disciple, I have to defeat Alina in a minute or less. We were standing in the northern side of the Hall of the Elements. This place was the usual place for duels, as it is wide enough to hold a basketball match in. Between me and Alina, Hilda was standing. She wasn't in her usual armor, but in a dark fur clothing. She was saying a lot of match instructions mixed with some motherly ones. I and Alina kept nodding every time she speaks. Honestly, I felt happy to see Hilda acting like that. Nerina, on the other hand, was making a fox smile for some reason. I don't know what is she planning, but it doesn't feel good about it. Other than Nerina, most of the people I know and a lot of other students were here. I could see that shinobi-like guy, the one who acts as Alina's attendant, Skywalker. There were the guys from the Creation Club, as well as Rusning and his group of Feralda's disciples. The heads of the departments were all here except for that grumpy librarian. The most surprising enough was Savos Arin, the see-no-evil archmage. He was sitting there, and beside him was a strange-looking man dressed in a white robe and funny-looking hat, as was acting so high and mighty. Not that any of it matters anyway. I was facing Alina, who was in her red dress and face veil. She also was holding a black staff that can use wind magic. I myself was wearing this savior's hide that got some new extra modification by Wolfer, such as a fur hood and extra pieces of chainmail. My Skyforge saber was on my side, and fire magic and conjuration staves are on my back. This duel is between John Dare and Alina Moonblade for the title of the legacy disciple of Archwizard Nerina Arin. In the case of Alina's victory, she will take the title. In the case of John's victory, he gets to keep the title and gains the benefits of a commitment Alina swore on herself. In case of John's victory under the time limit of 1 minute, he gets to keep the title and can free Alina from her commitment if he wishes. The rules are clear, no lethal magic to be used, no harming one another. I swear on the bone of shore, if one of you brats. Cough. Nerina made a fake cough. Oh, I got carried away. Anyway, you know what I want to say? Now, I don't know how things get done here, but by traditions, the challenger presents themselves first. Alina. Alina nodded and was about to speak, but may I present the young lady of our house? The man who was sitting beside Archmage Savos Arin stood up from his place and walked beside Alina. Steward Ornulf, I don't really think this matter needs. Aha, the young Katie is right. This small fight is nothing to you anyway. But the formalities must be kept, so please allow me. The man turned around, faced me with a smug grin, then turned to the crowd. Venerable mages and students of the college, I present to you challenger for the title. She is Alina Crimson Moon of Clan Moonblade, favored child of Kine, seer of fates, breaker of lies, Lady of the Storms, and the undisputed victor of this duel. He then paused and looked at me. The young lady kindly accepts your surrender. Everyone was speechless. This man, he's so thick-skinned. Despite the impressive long introduction of Alina, I don't understand why he had to ruin it like that. I was provoked to the limit. The crowd was also provoked, but no one dared to utter a word against the man who was just sitting beside the Archmage. The people who were irradiated the most were Nerina and Hilda. The man took a deep breath and spoke once again. To tell the truth, I wasn't really thinking it would be such a big deal when I took the liberty to arrange this duel between the young lady and a nobody, but to see that even the Archmage is attending the duel made me feel guilty for wasting his precious time. Everyone here knows the result of the match already, so please, don't waste our time, young man. Oh boy, this man's provocation skill is godly. I can remember the last time I was provoked like that was when Wulfer and John Battleborn got arrested for a day during the tournament. I can see that Nerina and Hilda are about to jump and beat this guy up. Savos Arn was covering his face with his palm and sighing while Alina was holding her head. This guy was surely living under a rock the past couple of days. Well, I'll just ignore him. I'll ignore him and just don't think about it. I'm not angry at all. Anger is a sin. Fu. A laugh leaked out, and I was about to speak, but, John, I'll introduce you. A voice came from behind me. I turned around and saw Jelinek coming. She stood right in front of me, facing that clown. I couldn't see her facial expressions, but I am sure she was grinning. She then faced the crowd and pointed at me. A beautiful, wide smile appeared on her face. Her lips parted from each other, and her clear voice sounded. This is John Dare. The place became silent. Boss. Club President. John Dare. John. Jelinek turned to me with a smile. Ha ha ha. How in oblivion can I be angry after seeing that smile? Chapter 116. John versus Alina. 60 seconds. Sorry for not announcing earlier. A special big thanks to Anton Bigden at Deed Survivor at Tetley. You guys are awesome and part the reason why this thing is still going. Welcome to the cult. Hilda's POV. Two of my most important people in the world are standing face to face against each other. I can't stand to watch it, but I have to be the person who stands between them if something dangerous happened. I looked at Nerina, and she nodded. According to her, everything should go just perfect. It was her idea from the start, but I would have chosen a better solution to make this happen. Please, kids, don't do anything reckless. John Hild stood to my left in his most impressive appearance, wearing an armor that gave of a majestic air and a ferocious aura. Alina stood to my right in her most beautiful appearance, wearing a crimson dress that added more to her beauty. After a few words of warning from me to make sure everything was not going to get in the wrong direction, I asked them to do the introduction. Alina's turn came first, but the steward of the Moonblade, or Nulf, interpreted the introduction and made a problem. John Hild is smiling, but that's not a smile at all. Where did he learn it from? But to say something like that to the one you are challenging, even if it wasn't disrespectful to John, it is like slapping Nerina on the face and telling her the disciple she raised is nothing special. She is an archwizard for kind's sake. Just as I was about to shout at him, the assassin girl that follows John around came forward. I don't like the girl, but I see the way John looks at her. He completely accepted her as family. She also looks at him the same way I used to look at John Rad before. According to Nerina, the girl is too submissive when it comes to John. A mother wouldn't like a girl like that around her son, but Nerina wouldn't be cheated in people. That's why I took her word for it and didn't bother with the girl. But when the girl stood in front of John Hild and introduced him only by "This is John Dare," the quiet hall applauded and no one remained his place. John Hild is that popular. I think the assassin girl can be trusted for now. Steward Ernulf's face turned blue and walked away to his seat. He is an idiot through and through, but he didn't know that he was talking to a firemaid. I'll let Alina handle him later. The problem is, Alina's image in front of the students may get affected, but that behavior John Hild and Alina were now facing each other, but I didn't see them putting on a fighting air just yet. John Hild smiled and spoke. That was him, Steward Ornulf from my clan. Alina replied with a fresh smile. Good. John is giving her some face. Huh. You should have told that Skywalker guy to make your introduction instead of that clown. Mara's mercy. Here he goes. Wahaha. A loud laugh sounded. That was Narina. These two, they just don't have limits when it comes to bad-mouthing people. I could see Steward Ornulf's face turning green this time. He would have replied to John Hild, but Narina's laugh sealed it. Archmage Savos tried to calm him down and glared at Narina, but she ignored him and kept stroking John Hild's cat. Alina, on the other hand, didn't know whether to laugh or cry, so she remained silent. I held a small hourglass in my hand and declared, this 1-minute hourglass will decide the start of the match, as well as the 1-minute challenge between John and Alina. You two are ready? Ready. Moonblade girl, I won't be going easy on you. I never asked for you to do so. Ready. Damn it. You two. I forbid you from harming each other. Now fight. John's POV, just right before Hilda turns the hourglass. I gave an order to the system. System, give me a 60 seconds countdown and keep it on screen. 1 o'clock. Hilda's POV. Now fight. 0:59. John Hild and Alina took their staves with their right and evoked a spell on the left. Not a second passed, and there was a runed circle on the ground in front of each of them. 0:58. Both of them stuck the end of their staves in the middle of the rune circle and took a shiny thing from their bags, then threw them on the rune circles. These appear to be soul gems. 0:57. Look at that. Grand soul gems. The crowd was shocked from the appearance of the highest grade soul gems. But John and Alina were already moving. 0:56. They were moving in a complete synchronization and stood in front of their staves while preparing the next move. Their staves, on the other hand, were hovering over the rune circles, casting magic on their own. 0:55. The synchronization continued, and both kids cast a fortification magic on themselves with a hand and an attack spell on the other. 0:54. The synchronization ended at this point as John Hild shot lightning magic and Alina shot wind magic. Both spells made contact and canceled one another. The one who fell short in the previous exchange was Alina. John Hild's magic was just too fast. 0:53. The staves behind the kids finished their first cast in unison. From Alina's staff, a cyclone of wind appeared and charged against John Hild. Near John Hild's staff, void distorted and being was conjured. It was a storm Atronak. 0:52. John faced the wind cyclone with a lighting spell, but the cyclone was stronger than anything Alina cast until now. John was planning to cast the next spell at Alina, but the wind cyclone withstood John's attack and kept advancing. Alina wanted to take advantage and attack John, but the Atronak attacked her. John was about to fall short in this exchange. 0:51. 0:50. 0:49. The wind cyclone took 4 spells from John to stop. By that time, his staff conjured one more Atronak, and Alina's cast more wind cyclone. 0:48. John changed the spell to a stronger spell and finished the cyclone before it even moves by 2 attacks. Alina attacked him, but he found the time to block with a ward. 0:47. Alina got pressure by the second Atronak as she failed to destroy the first in time. The second Atronak and John attacked her. 0:46. 0:45. 0:44. 0:43. 0:42. 0:41. 0:40. 0:39. 0:38. 0:37. The exchanging continued. Alina was completely overwhelmed, yet she managed to destroy one of the Atronakes, but now 4 Atronakes are pressuring her. The wind cyclones her staff shoots were now being easily put down by John. 0:36. 0:35. 0:34. Alina was not able to take the pressure anymore and retreated behind her staff, then took out a scroll from her bag. This was all legal. 033. In a second, Alina spread the scroll, and a strong magic came out of this. A strong wind cyclone, much bigger than the ones her staff made, rushed at John. 032. John looked at the large cyclone and decided it is troublesome. He retreated too and took his staff, then jumped. 031. To the side, evading the large cyclone safely. The cyclone destroyed the four-storm Atronachs. 030. Alina took the chance while John was evading and shot a very fast wind slash at John. Damn it, didn't I say no lethal spells? 029. John's reaction was a bit off. He only raised his hand. 028. The wind slash closed on John in a second or less. What only he did was to wave his hand at the incoming wind slash. 027. What happened next made me doubt what I saw. John slapped the wind slash with his hand, and it got completely reflected and flew back at Alina. 026. Alina panicked and jumped to the side without any preparation. She managed to evade her reflected wind slash, but fell on the ground. 025. A power was felt from John's body that resembled an aura, but that was magic. According to Nerina, this is called inner casting. John put the staff away and took the saber in his side. 024. Alina jumped up as John started his charge at her. With nimble moves, she jumped back and shouted, "Swords!" 023. Two swords were thrown from the direction of the crowd. This was that kid Svakin for sure. The swords flew towards Alina, but John's charge was abnormally fast. 022. Magical power rose from Alina in the same way it did with John. Another inner casting. 021. John drew closer, yet the swords arrived to Alina half a second faster. I was worried about John, as it is considered madness to clash swords with a moonblade. But John's speed made me worry about Alina. It seems that his inner casted spell was speed-related. 020. Alina caught the two swords without drawing them and released her inner casted spell. John was slashing at her. 019. Alina's magic was released, and a whirlwind got formed around her. Alina jumped in the middle of the whirlwind, and her swords were unsheathed to reveal two beautiful moon sabers, the signature weapon of the Moonblade clan. With every single rotation, she would slash at the retreating John twice with the swords. Moon sabers pick https://ibb co/hcharqujp 019 018 017 016. John was smiling as he held the saber with both hands and activated its enchantment. After a few clashes, the swords fell from Alina's hand, and she jumped away from John. She kept looking at the swords in disbelief, but hastily managed to recollect her thoughts and put her hands in her bag. 015. John was about to cast lightning magic, but he froze when he saw what Alina took out. She took out 4 scrolls like the one from before. 014. Alina spread the 4 scrolls at once. 4 large cyclones were formed and charged at John. 013. 012. 011. John jumped hastily to the back. He retreated full speed to the end, but he had no way to avoid the large cyclones. This is bad. Didn't I say not to use lethal spells? Just as I was about to interfere, John disappeared from his place, and the large cyclone hit the wall. 010. The next thing I know, John appeared behind Alina. How is that even possible? The surprises didn't stop here. John was already attacking Alina, who got pale as she realized someone was behind her. The only thing we realized next was her voice shouting WULD. 009. 008. 007. Alina moved in an unbelievable speed away from John. John, who was about to win, was shocked. Everyone was shocked. I myself was shocked. Alina performed a Thursday called Whirlwind Sprint and evaded a critical hit. Amazing. Absolutely beautiful. But John was looking at Alina with a grin. 006. What? John said the Thursday Why would he do that? Doesn't he know that a single word of power needs years upon years of training? He can simply do that. 005. What? He said it again. Just stop it. You can't do it like that. I don't mind you let the minute pass through. At least we would have achieved. 004. Would? Impossible. Just how? 003. John crashed into Alina, and she was sent flying. John wasn't finished. Alina was falling, and he was charging a lightning spell to cast at her. I looked at Narina. She was opening her eyes wide. Do something. Hurry. 002. I looked at the hourglass. Only a few grains of sand left, but John was casting the spell. I need to do something. I shouted, 1 minute up. John's POV. 002. 1 minute up. Hilda shouted early. No, only 2 seconds left. I can make it. I can. 001. The spell. It didn't come out. It was erased from my hand. My magica was. Time up. Blocked. Who did that? Why? I looked to the side. Hilda shouted a bit early. Narina was smiling. Wait, Narina, did you just cast silence on me? Chapter 117. John versus Alina. That was close. Weekly Extra, Chapter 1/2. Who did that? Why? I looked to the side. Hilda shouted too early. Narina was smiling. Wait, Narina, did you just cast silence on me? Hilda and Narina, both of you are trying to make me win after 1 minute, so that I get to marry her. I kept looking at them both. Hilda felt awkward and looked away, and Narina covered most of her face with her hands. This was not cool. Not cool at all. The victory was just like this close. I could almost taste it. Damn it, those two planned it all along. So you think I could just be forced on some marriage because some girl said so? Oh, you are mistaken. You are too mistaken to play this cheap game with me. Did you really think it will work? I kept staring at them, and everyone in the hall followed my line of sight. Narina is normally thick-skinned, so she withstood it, but Hilda was already on the verge of crying. Everyone knew that something has happened by now. Even Narina started to get frustrated. I looked around and saw Alina. Sigh. She put on such a good fight, but those two just had to ruin it, didn't they? For some reason, she didn't stand up yet. I walked to her and crouched down. Ha ha ha. I laughed. I couldn't help but laugh. This is so hilarious. Truly hilarious. Karma, when you're on my side, you are amazing. Fine. Thank you for the good fight. I stood up and spoke. When I charged at her just a while ago, we crashed a bit too hard, which caused her to pass out. Alina Moonblade lost, due losing consciousness before the end of the first minute. My win. Applause. Hee hee. That sure felt good. The crowd cheered. Hilda closed her eyes, and Narina hanged down her head. Well, that was fun. Narina, Hilda, Alina, Jeliner, and I were all invited by Savos Aran, the Archmage quarters. Cousin, you really did it that time, didn't you? Savos was looking at Narina with cold eyes. I don't think you have any rig. Narina was lashing back. Please continue, Archmage. I interrupted. Ho-ho, what a polite student. Narina, even for a master, you should stay partial in these kinds of duels between your personal disciples. I think it shouldn't be me who say that to you. Savos, this is my bizen. Narina was lashing back again. Please continue, Archmage. I interrupted. Ho-ho, what a polite student. I won't be saying much after this, but Narina, please be careful. Only a few people notice what you have done, so I can contain the rumors this time. Savos Aran spoke in his quiet tone. I don't care who nodi. Narina was lashing. Please continue, Archmage. I interrupted. Ho-ho, what a polite student. Anyway, we were lucky to avoid a problem this time. I can explain it that you noticed that student Alina passed out and prevented student John from causing harm to the defenseless student Alina. I don't care what Narina yelled. Archmage Savos is very wise. I interrupted. Ho-ho, what a polite student. Anyway, that's all I have. Hey, Brad, are you enjoying seeing me being scolded? Narina lashed at me this time. Aha, music to ears. Please, just stop arguing already. Hilda was whining beside Narina. Huh, you're still here, Hilda? Please, set aside and wait for your share. You two are getting a piece of my mind today. I said in a mocking tone. Hilda was pale and looked so pitiful. I could see an aura of gloom around her. Hey, John, what are you saying to Hilda? Hilda, cheer up. He is just taking advantage of your feeling of guilt. Nerina kept shaking Hilda, whose ghost already can be seen. I am sorry, John. Mother only tried to do what she thought was best. Hilda was completely down now. Mother, huh? This can be called your second day, and you're doing a fantastic job already. The first day, you conspired against your son, and the second day, you applied the conspiracy. That was some feat, you know. Oh no, Nerina, what have we done? That was your plan. And it was your idea. Just don't listen to him. He is tormenting you. John, stop it or else. Sigh, I was already done anyway. Unlike Nerina, Hilda crumbles easily. Senior John, for what Annie Hilda and Master Nerina did this day, please accept my apology on behalf of them. The one who spoke this time was Alina. She stood up and spoke in a polite tone. I also want to thank you for having such a great match with me. It is an honor and a privilege. I apologize for my arrogant attitude before the duel. I don't think I have a chance to go against the senior that was raised by Master. Please forgive my past rudeness and accept me as a junior disciple from now on. Oh, that was something very nice to say. Ahem, it's okay. It's all in the past now. Thank you very much. I'll be in your care, senior. Fufu, I get to be called senpai now. Excuse my rudeness, but I have some questions about the duel. Can you please enlighten me, senior? For some reason, I am enjoying the senior thing. Okay, go ahead. First, when you slapped the wind blade back at me, how was that done? Everyone looked at me for an answer. That was reflect ward. I made it small enough to cover only my hand and used it in a stylish way. I said with a grin, "Oh, stylish, huh? What about that thing when my swords felt so heavy? That's my sword's enchantment. It can make the objects it clashes with heavier with every clash." Ah, senior, this is one of the most important questions. When I used 4 scrolls against you, how in kind's name did you come so fast behind me? Fu. Nerina laughed faintly. Back when I caught him in the lobby and saw how tall he became, I tried to make fun of him, but suddenly he disappeared from my hands. He learned how to teleport. Teleport. Hilda and Alina jumped up. Hee, only for a short distance. Amazing. If Senior could use the teleportation few more times, I wouldn't have any chance from the start. Oh, I wouldn't use my trump card all the time. Also, it is really hard to control. I'm still training on it. And speaking of trump cards, you used Whirlwind Spirit. That sure got me good. I said, to see another voice master under High Hrothgar other than Big Bad Ulfric is sure exciting. Fufu, you are praising me too much, Senior. I only got to learn the first word from Father. Oh, so her father is a voice master as well. If that's the case, then will I find another voice masters among the hidden clans? But the amazing thing was Senior. How did you perform the Thursday like that? Oh, I just imitated you. Impossible. A single word of power needs years upon years of training. Alina said, except for those with the dragon blood. I said, Senior, surely you jest. He always says that when he doesn't want to say how he did it. He probably was training on it since a long time ago and managed to get an insight from your performance. Nerina replied. Alina made a realization. I looked at Jelliner and we sighed together. Only you were there for me, girl. One last thing, Senior. By any chance, are you Darth Vader? About that. We left the Archmage quarters after we stayed there chatting for almost an hour. Savo's Arn was just sitting there not doing anything. Hilda and Nerina went for a drink. Jelliner and Alina went together on something they kept whispering to each other about. Nefertiti was in a playful mood, so she joined the girls. I was left alone, so I decided to go bother Wulfur for a while. When I arrived at Wulfur's place, I found that Trudvar was there with him. What are you two up to? I asked. Trudvar told me it is about the old life and the new life festivals. Oh, so today is the day. The Old Life Festival is the end-of-the-year celebration when people go visit the graves of their dead loved ones. It is on the 31st of Evening Star. But tomorrow is the more important day. Tomorrow is the New Life Festival, the first of Morning Star and the day of free drinks for everyone. So what is the plan? I asked. We are preparing some stalls and events. We also included the game that you told us about. Fufufu, the children's shooting range, the magical show, and the snowman competition. Tomorrow will be on a busy day. Trudvar gave me a note. Mead, honey treats, sweet rolls, wine, and free ale. This is like the dream of two people I know very well. Is there anything missing, boss? Did you make sure to attract the students from the college to celebrate in town? Yes. The Creation Club will give us a hand. Good. Make sure to invite the people from the Firemain ship. Them too, boss. Yes. Don't they come to town? On a few occasions, but it seems the keeps to themselves, and also the people are wary of them. Just make sure we make a good relationship with them. They're a potential ally. An ally with a name like the Firemen's. I'll work hard on that, boss. Trudvar said and left the place. It's only me and Wolf for now. Hey, Wolf, how is the thing? The thing? You devil, what kind of absurd thing is that? You like it? Fast as a bow and strong as a crossbow? Of course, I like it. Good. It is a crossbow in the end, though. What do you call it? The lever-action crossbow. Sigh. Your naming sense is still terrible. You are not the one to speak. I took out a journal from my pocket and showed it to Wolfer. It is a black journal with a lion insignia on it. Those who know it will recognize it as the Firemain banner. Bro, there's something I want to tell you about me. Chapter 118, Carrot and Cabbage. Hilda's POV. That boy, he is horrible. Carrot, shut up. You are the one who raised him. Cabbage. If I knew this will happen to me one day, Carrot. It was our fault anyway. Let's receive the punishment silently. Cabbage. Punishment? I am an archwizard for Mara's sake. Why should I accept this treatment? Carrot. Well, you're the one who said it's okay, as long as you get to play with children. Cabbage. Play with children means to sit down and gather them around me, then tell them children's stories, not getting beaten up by them in this. What did he call it? Carrot. Mascots. Cabbage. Yes, mascots. Why should we wear this silly stuff in front of people? Carrot. Well, no one can recognize us at least. Cabbage. Look, children are coming. Wave for them. Carrot. She was complaining about the things we were wearing just now. These things are some strange clothes John made us, were as a way of an apology for the scheme we made during the match. It seemed harmless at first, but he got us good. If I remember correctly, he said we just have to watch for the children playing around during the New Life Festival. Nerina fell to the trap without noticing what she got us into. I also didn't realize that John would be this vengeful. He added that we will be wearing certain customs to get along with the kids. We never thought it would be that silly. Hilda of Clan Firemain, am a cabbage. And she, Archwizard Nerina Aran, is a carrot. I'm not sure how to play with children like this, but Nerina, who is complaining all the time, is playing with kids just fine, and they're all gathered around her. I guess children don't like cabbage after all. I kept looking around at the place. The town is lively, and all the old broken buildings got removed. Many wooden houses are still under construction, and there is a stone building being built in the style of Solitude 2. This seems to be the Dare Dragon Company headquarters. It is a really interesting idea to build a company under the category of investment company. It can just invest in whatever it wants and manage it from the shadows. John Hild used the principle to manage the whole hold from the shadows that way. To tell the truth, I am worried. John Hild has offended the Bloodsail clan and caused them a lot of damage. I'm not worried about John Hild himself, since he could already become a bright star or a master at such age. His birth sign, sure, is useful when it comes to manifesting the aura. The thing I am worried about is the town and his friends. He may be protecting them like that, but he can't protect them forever. He needs to learn how to be a leader rather than a savior. People lose their way when they lose their saviors. Hey, let go of me. HM. What is that? A fight. I told you. Tell me where you keep the money, or you will not go out again. Let go of me. This is Reem's money, not your booze money. I'm the one who gets to decide what the money is for. Tell me, where did you hide it? A fight between a man and his wife was taking place in public. From what I could tell, the woman saved some money for the small girl hiding behind her, and her husband wants the money to drink. Now they're making a fuss about it in public. The man is overpowering the woman, and it seems that she is very afraid of him. I looked around and saw the children around the playing park are getting scared from the scene. Give me the money or else. The man raised his hand and was about to beat up the woman. Well, not on my watch. I held the man's arm and pulled him away from the woman. Huh? Water, let me go. I said, let me go, you freak. He said, freak? I'm a cabbage, as you can see. I was completely covered in the cabbage custom, so let's play it that way. Can you please go shout somewhere else? You're scaring the kids here. I don't care, what are you, or where is this? Let go, or... Fine. I let him go flying. The man fell on the snow and glared at me, then went away. Weakling, are you all right, sister? I looked at the woman, who seems to have got scared of me. Is he fine? She was asking about the man, as it seemed. Well, if I were you, I would look after that crying kid first. You shouldn't get scared of him like that, sister. Thank you. I and the woman consoled the girl Reem until she stopped crying. A cute little angel. I talked to the woman, and it seemed she needed some mental push to prevent her useless husband from taking all the money for drinking. It went well in the end. Once she left, and I returned to Nurina, I found many children looking at me and smiling. Cabbage. So strong. Cabbage. That was amazing. Cabbage. Sent my brother flying too. The kids moved from Carrot's side to me. Hee hee. It seems all of them are now excited about the cabbage and will eat it to become strong. That was Reem's father. You should beat him once again, Cabbage. One of the children said. You know Reem? I asked. Yes. She used to come with us, but her father started yelling at her every time she comes to play. Another kid said. How horrible. Yes. Some time ago, the boss caught him beating Reem and yelled at him. John did. Yes, the boss was so angry. But when the boss disappeared for half a year, he started doing it again. I see. It is like that. I played with the kids until night came, and everyone had to go for their homes. I started thinking about John Hild once again. He can save as many people as he can, but he still can't teach them how to save themselves on their own. Once he leaves, everything may go the way it used to be. I guess I can at least teach him that. If he's going to lead a town, he should lead it right. I think I can't do a naive thing like choosing something for him anymore. That time has long since run out, but I can at least teach him a thing or two. Good job today, Cabbage. You have done great. But for some reason, I can't stand how smug he can be. John, don't ever think you can get away with this. Carrot said in a threatening tone. Huh, how about some spiced wine that just arrived for Solitude? John raised his hand, making a peace offer. I don't think a wine bottle will make such a humiliation pass. Oh, good kid. Give me a crate. But it did. Just which one of you did? Raised the other. I wondered. Me. Him. John's POV. Happy New Year, everyone. I said as I sat on the head of the table. The owner of the house and all that. Wolfer, Joel, Nefertiti, Alina, Carrot, and Cabbage were all her. We all exchanged congratulations and sat to eat dinner. Everyone was busy managing with the celebration all day, and I was cooking in peace alone. Mammoth kebab, shawarma, some rice that I imported from Cyrodiil was here too, and many other delicacies that I bought only for this gathering were all on the table. That smells so good. Nurina was on the verge of diving into the soup. To think I will eat my son's cooking before he eats mine. Hilda was touched. Auntie, don't get any funny ideas like that. Last time you almost poisoned a clan in one go. Alina said something dangerous. Annoying cat. Don't eat from my plate. Go eat with that Hammer's lover. Joel was fighting over food with Nefertiti again. Human, she is bullying me out. John, it has been a year since I ate that shawarma. Good job, bro. Hee hee. That's one lively scene. I put the last plate on the table, and sat together with the bunch. Wolfer and I have talked last night about my origins, and I told him everything. I also apologized for not telling him before, as I was not sure of many things. He was overjoyed with what he heard, and his reaction was the best. He also could finally understand the previous interactions between me and the firemen's. "Joel, how was your day?" "Great. Alina and I took the annoying cat and hunted together. Then we practiced the signature Atronak spells you made." "Uh-huh." I gave Alina the permission to learn my personal version of the Flame Horse Atronak, which is far superior to the one I provided to the college. "Cabbage and carrot. Please watch out from the salad, or you guys will be regarded as cannibals." Hilda and Nurina looked at me with cold eyes. Hee. Their expressions are priceless. "By the way, Hilda, when is that coming-of-age ceremony thing?" "It is 1 week from now. We need to move tomorrow or the day after at the very least." "Good. I have nothing to do from now on, so let's do it tomorrow." "Can Jelliner participate with us?" Me?" Jelliner was taken aback. "Yes, both Wolfer and Alina are participating." I said, "John, are you sure about that?" Hilda said, "Something wrong?" "Well, the clan may see her as the one who tried to kill you once, so everything tried to kill me at least once. She didn't stand a chance from the beginning." I said, "I'll take your words for it then. Thank you. Jelliner is my shadow. No man lives without his shadow." I said, and Jelliner smiled. Hilda laughed and shook her head. "So, what will I be expecting in that ceremony? Will I hunt an ice wrath?" I asked. Hunting an ice wraith is a common tradition in the coming-of-age ceremonies around Skyrim. "Well, you all have to hunt one each. The ship will take you as well as the rest of the clan's kids to hunt them in a usual spot." "Oh, I think I have an idea. Where is that?" "Then, after that, for Wolfer and Jelliner, they will receive their war paints and will be considered done with it. For you and Alina, however, this is merely the beginning." "Foo-foo. I am interested now." "Hee. It is not easy. You two will need to awaken your bloodlines." "Awaken? More than that?" I asked, pointing out my height. "Huh. No, you won't get taller. It will be a trail using some herbs and the extraction you take from the ice wrath. It will cause you to see hallucinations, but an adult will get to share these hallucinations with you, so you don't get lost in them. That will be me, for sure." Oh my. I will smoke weed with my mother." "What is the point of these hallucinations?" Wolfer asked. "They will make the John reach his mind realm and get to recognize his guardian beast." "Okay, mind realm? Like the one from Sheogorath Quest, when the player enters the mind of a dead emperor? And a guardian what now?" "Haha, I am sure John's guardian beast is a cat," Wolfer said. I also laughed. "It is already decided, so no need to do it anyway. There are no cats among the guardian beasts." Hilda dropped a bomb. "What?" I was shocked. "The beasts are fox, hawk, dragon, bear, snake, whale, moth, wolf, and owl." "Wait a minute. Aren't those the ancient Nordic gods?" "Sure, Kine, Alduin, Sun, Orki, Stun, Dibella, Mara, and Junel." "Oh, you know them?" "That's true. Wait a second here. This is not simple. This is the ancient Nordic pantheon, the one that originated from the northern continent of Atmara thousands of years ago. Does it still live between the hidden clans? Interesting, but still, I can't accept not having a cat guardian beast." "Suit yourself," Hilda said. "So, what will happen depending on the result?" Jelliner was curious. "The Titanborn blood or the Fireborn blood or both shall be awakened into John, and he will get all the benefits of being a Firemane adult. Of course, John's case is special, so he will get a different treatment than the others. As long as I don't get tied above a bonfire and you guys dance around it, then I am okay." "Huh, that's the spirit. You will get to choose the beast you want from the clan, if there is any that suits you." "I'm already fine with Nefertiti. Come on, you can have a big wolf or a bear. You can ride those. Let's see if you have something that can match what I have." Hee. I don't think any beast will be as awesome as a flame Atronak beast. We'll see. The last couple of things are the face paint and a small hunting celebration. Seems fun. If you wish to stay in the clan after that, you can build a house there. We have our little house, me and your father. Oh, my father. I guess I'll get to meet that guy too. To be honest, I'm not good with fathers. Past life thingy. Well, he's a prankster and a mage just like you, so you guys will get along. Well, I hope. But I want to eat now. The shawarma is just too good. Senior, what do you call that? Alina asked. Oh, that's kofta. You have to try it with that tahini over there. Also, the French fries with them makes it a complete deal. Alina did as I said and made an appointment nod. Senior, where's that food originated from? My past life. I said. At past what now? Sigh. Ever heard about dragons? Chapter 119, The Guilty Crown. Big special thanks to at Didos and at Darthbane. You guys are awesome. Here's some cult robes and masks. The meal was over and everyone was sleepy. Alina was overwhelmed by the dragon prophecy. I told her and had an interesting reaction. According to Hilda, Alina can tell lies from truth due to her unique mystic talent. Me and her playing truth or dare would be a disaster, so let's just not try to imagine it. Due to that, it seems that she knew I'm not lying but had a hard time believing it. Anyway, everyone was too bloated to think about anything now. The heavenly mammoth kebab and the heaven-defying, earth-shattering shawarma were just so good. Even the lady like Alina ate without holding back. I don't get how she can eat without removing her face veil, but after she finished eating, she turned around and changed it to a new one. Impressive. Still, it left me disappointed as part of the reason I kept recommending food to her was to see what is under the veil. Lonith told me that Alina is so beautiful to the point that she can ruin a nation. I am not really believing that a beauty can ruin a nation, even though it happened many times in history, but I really wanted to see. Never mind that. I will get a chance later. After the meal, Wolfer brought a wooden box and put it in front of me. I managed to finish those, he said. I opened the box and couldn't help but nod in approval. Bro, your talent is getting scarier day by day. Haha, your ideas are getting weirder day by day too. I took out the first item in the box and carried it in my hand. A crossbow. Hilda looked at the strange design and recognized what it's. Not just any crossbow, it is a lever-action crossbow. I started explaining how fast and powerful a lever-action crossbow can be compared to a bow or a normal crossbow. It has a bolt chamber, and with every shot and a revolving mechanism, the user can reload it by the lever in a faster and an easier way to reload than the normal crossbow. This is for you, Jellinger. I am not sure if there is an enchantment that can make the bolts fly faster or have a better accuracy, but I will apply it once I know any. I said, Thank you. Joel took it and was all smiles. I know such an enchantment. Alina said, I'll be counting on you then. I said, I noticed that this junior of mine is trying to be helpful whenever the opportunity arises. Well, I don't mind helpful people at all. I looked at the wooden box and took the second item. A pair of full metal gauntlets made of a heavy metal. They have 3 short spikes on the knuckles area, which is good for punching, and the bracer area is big and wide, which is good for defending. A pair of fighting gauntlets made of orichalcum. I'm not really good with the Orcish metal, so it took me over a month to finish that with the help of Morbagog from the Creation Club. I must say, I'm proud of what it turned out to be. Wolfer said, Hee hee, this is so good. Lately, I was fighting more unarmed than using weapons. Of course, weapons are essential, but this will make my life easier. I have an enchantment in mind, but it will take time to make it, so let's do it when I arrive at the Firemane clan. Anyway, the day ended, and everyone went to pack their things. Tomorrow, we will meet Hilda at her ship. Tomorrow is today. Let's see. Clothes, check. Gear, check. Potion bag, check. Jellinger, check. Reading material, check. Money, check. Nefertiti, check. Nefertiti's food, check. Experiments materials, check. Research paper, check. I forgot nothing. I took everything and closed the house. After I walked outside the main gate, I look back inside. I built that house to pass time and laze around in. It has been built for half a year now, and I didn't get to stay in it more than 10 days altogether. I said in a remorseful tone. I really love staying at that place, as much as how much Nefertiti loved staying in wooden boxes. Trudvar was waiting for me with some men to carry my stuff over to the fire main ship. I left him with a series of orders for the town defense projects and how to deal with any situation when the time comes. I will be in contact with the augur to check on the place from time to time. Now, let's head to the ship. Wolfer seemed to have been waiting at the docks. Alina and Nurina came right after me. Hilda was crashing at Nurina's place, so she came with them. Good. Everyone is here. Hilda said, then looked at her ship and shouted the ramp. The large ship that was silent all the time became lively all of a sudden. Captain, you're back. Someone shouted. No, that's my ghost you were seeing. Oh, we'll go back to sleep then. The ramp, you dogs. Yes, right away. The ramp. Move, move. The captain will kill us. The situation is lively up there. The ramp came down and some men came down running. Captain, we're ready. We are very awake. No one was sleeping. Hilda was glaring at them, and they were all shivering. That's how scary Hilda is when she glares. The men took all the luggage and carried it to the ship. We followed silently. The Guilty Crown was indeed a big ship, something that needs a lot of men to sail. This is not a ship anyone can mess with. Even my small ship was not a thing to compare. We were shown to the quarters, and the place was amazing. I was very interested in how these big ships sail. The relationship here is much more strict than a normal ship, and all the sailors were armed and looked like professional fighters. As the sun rose, the ship set sail to the open sea. I really was amazed by how organized Hilda's sailors are. They seemed to be your friendly sailors in the beginning, but they were all powerful and able. Even compared to the pirates from the Bloodsail clan that I met. The ones here reminded me of the group of warriors that accompanied Alina back on Mount Anther. I was observing all that while enjoying the sea breeze on the deck. John Hild, come, there is someone I want you to meet. Hilda called for me. Boo, just come. It's an old friend of mine. I followed Hilda to the stairs under the deck and arrived at a certain quarter with a large door. Hilda pushed the door open and looked in. Ilva, you are awake? She entered and signaled for me to follow. Just as I went in, I lost half of my brain cells. Holy bananas. Hilda, what in the world? Haha, that's my girl, Ilva. Come, she won't bite. What I saw was a bit hard to describe. Let's just say this is a snow-white wolf that has grown a little bit too much. It has 2 long canines coming from its mouth, and its blue eyes were similar to Hilda's. It stood up and was a little bit taller than Hilda. She is a dire wolf. Her kind has gone extinct a long time ago outside our clan, but there are some of them that live with our clan. I was not listening to Hilda at all. The wolf, or the dire wolf in front of me, has taken all my attention. Dire wolves are different from wolves, just like how the tigers are different from cats. Those who have an affinity with a certain guardian beast will have an affinity with the other variants of the beast. Just as I thought, if I remember correctly, there is no guardian beast from the spices of cats. Sigh, what a letdown. Huh, you are still thinking about cats, aren't you? Yeah, I heard you gave Jorna a big scare that day. Yeah, I was mentally tired that day. Then what about those whose guardian beasts are dragons, whales, moth? These ones can't be possibly raised. We have a moth cave. They live there around a certain kind of trees. The ones with an affinity to whales are good sailors. They're the reason why our clan is so good at sailing. The ones with an affinity to dragons are good with magic, but they are rare. Only one of them exists. Dragons. Interesting. Who might that be? You old man. Figures. This mysterious father of mine is becoming more and more interesting by the time. What does my father look like? Tall, red hair. Other than that, Hilda smiled, but I didn't understand what that smile meant. You will meet him soon enough, she said, and turned to the dire wolf. You can rest now, Ilva. Sleep if you can. Hilda patted the dire wolf and talked to her. Ilva sat down, whining to Hilda about something. Yeah, I know. Don't worry, we will reach ground soon. You can play as much as you want. Hilda said. They seem to have a good understanding of each other. Anyway, after a short while, their conversation ended. From that conversation, I learned how foolish do I look when I speak to Nefertiti in front of people like that. We went up to the deck again, and the quartermaster of Hilda told her that we arrived at a certain place. Then Hilda sent him to invite Nurina and the rest. What is going on? I asked. Hee. I have been waiting for this since last year. Hilda was excited for some reason. Don't tell me. You guys are having a rematch, aren't you? Hilda only smiled and went into her captain quarters. Good grief. This will turn into a serious headache. Chapter 120, Hilda versus Nurina. Big special thanks to at DDoS and at Darthbane. You guys are awesome. Here are some cult robes and masks. We were there, on an island, in the middle of B*MF**K nowhere. After Hilda invited Nurina to the duel, the ship stopped by a wide flat island that didn't seem to have anything living on it. Hilda came out of her quarters with a sword, an axe, and a spear wearing a full plate armor that looked super cool. Nurina came wearing a blue long skirt and a cuirass made of thin malachite metal. She was also wearing a crown that gave a strong magical feeling. She had 5 staves on her back. How many years have passed since I saw her in her battle gear? Hee. Old witch, this won't go like last time. I know, Red Hag, this time you'll eat dirt. For some reason, their fighting spirits were the real deal. Even I was having cold sweat all over my body, let alone anyone else. Hilda's aura was overpowering and domineering, and Nurina's magic was cold, murderous, and heavy. After we went on the island, Ilva followed us as it seems that she hates ships. We gathered in a good spot and sat down as Hilda and Nurina were trash talking each other. I sat there. Beside me was Wolfer, who was sharing a drink with me. Alina and Joel sat a bit to the back, while Ilva was just watching while lying down. For some reason, Joel and Nefertiti were having a hard time focusing. John, she's called Ilva. And she is a direwolf. Like the ones from the children's tales? Probably. Human, big doggo. Come here. Don't get scared. Naya, big doggo looking this way. Just keep calm and don't look at her. It seems that Ilva left a strong impression on them. Alina, you have seen Hilda fight before, right? How dangerous can she get? I asked. Last time was 3 years ago. She was fighting a necromancer from Blackbone clan, and she was still trying out the restoration magic. Things were pretty scary that day. Blackbone clan? Interesting. If I remember, Hilda can only use restoration magic that my mysterious old man taught her. Senior, what about Master? Sigh. 7 years ago, I and the cranky old man who used to teach me hunting were being chased by witches when we trespassed their territory. Let's just say, when Nurina showed up, she played them as if they were children. That was a long time ago, and Nurina's power has increased by leaps and bounds since that day. After a round of trash talking, they suddenly quieted down and looked at each other. Hilda's hair was completely covered under her helmet, but appeared from its back. She held her big axe and looked at Nurina. Nurina was just chilling while giving Hilda a cold gaze. Nurina was entirely focused like that. The air, the sea, the time, the space, all of it froze for a single second, and the surrounding became cold as if all the energy in the world were sucked. Even the sun got blocked by some gloomy clouds. As lightning fell from the sky, Hilda and Nurina disappeared. As thunder cracked, metal collided high above 10 meters in the air. Nurina is a battle mage, so she can fight with staves and melee perfectly fine. She could even withstand a swing from Hilda. After the clash, Nurina remained in air while Hilda descended to the ground. Nurina is using levitation. After the exchange, Nurina threw her staves up, and they remained floating midair, then took out the other staves and did the same. Now she had 5 staves flying in an orbit around her. One staff started shooting lightning by its own at Hilda, who retreated a few steps to evade. The other stave started doing some conjuring. From one spell, Nurina can conjure 2 storm atronachs by that speed. The number was already too ridiculous to count. Hilda, who was not using her aura yet, swung her axe and threw it at the atronachs. The axe kept flying and hitting several atronachs before its power started to fade and fall down. Hilda was not waiting for Nurina, so she charged at the atronachs that started to shoot a lot of lightning at her and swung the sword she unsheathed. In her other hand, she was using a ward spell to block the magic shot at her by the atronachs. She destroyed some of them, then jumped towards Nurina, who suddenly disappeared once Hilda reached her. That was teleportation. Hilda seemed to have anticipated where Nurina would appear and threw the sword towards a certain direction. Sure enough, Nurina was there. Nurina was too fast and evaded easily, then cast several lightning spells on Hilda like a machine gun. Hilda was unfazed and unleashed a strong aura of sunlight. All the atronachs in the diameter of 20 meters were caught on fire, and the lightning that Nurina shot was blocked by Hilda with a ward. So Hilda's aura can recreate the effect of the sun aspect, just like a paladin. Hee, Red Hag, that's a new trick. Nurina was excited. Just don't bore me too much. Hurry up and do one of those crazy things you did last time. Well, I didn't want to give the kids any traumas, but I have a new trick I want to try. Nurina casted multiple spells in a second, and a lot of rune circles appeared midair. Senior, can that be possible? Alina freaked out. Well, if you can grasp space as much as Nurina, I'm sure you can just imprint the runes midair just fine. Easier said than done, though. I replied while trying to make an understanding of what is going on. To do multiple casts in those short seconds was not only casting too fast, but was casting more than one spell on the same hand. I read that Archmage Shalater, the founder of the college, could do 4 on one hand, while 2 is Nurina's limit, but it was still a very overpowering technique. Nurina used her free left hand and flicked her fingers, then all the atronachs she conjured before got banished. In the next second, the runes around her flew in an orbit and united themselves in one rune. I could see that some of the circles were from the telepathy aspect and the insinuating effect. The largest one was conjuring a storm atronach rune circle. I don't understand why, but Nurina could easily just mix them in one simple spell without showing off the runes like that. Unless, this crazy woman, I thought of something. John, Wolfer asked. She's trying out a new spell she just thought of. Why do I have to be around every time? I was having a series of traumatic experiences going through my mind. Whenever Nurina have an idea, she translates it into a spell right away. Senior, what should we do? Alina seemed to have understood what is going on. She was also pale for some reason. Award. Big enough. Joel. Award. Together. My brain was functioning at an incredible speed, and I could only say word tags they understand. I also casted a ward and changed it to focus its defense at lightning negation. My fears came true. The spell was something absurd. Senior, what is she doing? Alina cried as Nurina started to rise more in the air. Conjuring something crazy. A storm atronach. A thrall. Look, I could finally see a void distortion, but it was just a little bit too big. Before anything appeared from there, lightning came out. It was some wild lightning that struck anywhere randomly. This was a mark that the spell wasn't stable, but it still didn't crumble. Ha ha ha. John, look at that. Let's see your invention coming into reality by me. Ha ha ha. Nurina was excited despite how unstable the summon is. My invention? What crazy shit are you doing this time? Ha! Behold, that tower thing. Ha! Do you even know what you were conjuring? I forgot its name. Nurina paused her crazy laughter and thought for a while, then decided it is okay. The mutated atronach was summoned, and it started shooting lightning everywhere. John, isn't that? Wolfer recognized it. This crazy Dunmare. I was dumbfounded. Nurina conjured a giant storm atronach that was almost 15 meters long. From the energy I could sense, this thing was a highly potent atronach to be conjured in that size. This is a storm Atronach Tesla tower. Something I and Wolfer researched together, but we meant to make it into a mechanical weapon, not an Atronach. That Tesla tower was shooting its lightning everywhere, not even targeting Hilda the way it should be. This spell is simply broken. Ha ha ha. See that, Red Hag? Hilda, who was smiling, held the spear on her back and cracked her neck. Looks like I need to get serious, too. Sorry, John, but Mother is not losing in front of you like that. Hilda's aura changed. It was holy and warm like a paladin just a while ago. Now it started to take a bloody feeling, as if there is real blood in the air. Oh no, Alina turned from pale to yellow. What is it? This aura. It is bad news. What? I shouted as I couldn't hear from the blowing wind and the repeated thunder cracks. Have you ever heard of the Bloody Hilda? Ah, isn't that Hilda's name call when she went on rampage 10 years ago? Well, you're about to know why she got the name. I looked back at Hilda, who had gone into a berserking state and started running towards the storm Atronach Tesla tower in high speed. Once she was halfway through, she made a scary shout. "Su grah done." Hilda performed a Thursday and her speed became so fast that it was akin to a speeding car. That shout is called Elemental Fury, speed-related. No time to explain. Nurina put her 4 staves into a star formation and shot a lightning beam from them. Hilda was fast and could evade. She didn't head straight to the storm Atronach Tesla tower, but she took a little turn and held her spear. In just 1 second, she threw the spear at the storm Atronach Tesla tower. The spear traveled in the air in a red beam and exploded when it came in contact with the storm Atronach Tesla tower. Half of the gigantic Atronach crumbled, and its unstable nature started to affect its function as it started shooting lightning madly. Gahaha, old witch, that thing is merely so. Hilda was in the same crazed state of Nurina. Don't underestimate me. Now, Nurina did something absurd again and cast a spell at the Atronach. This spell is Consume Power. It makes the summoned creatures stronger for a short period of time, then they die. This is bad. The storm Atronach Tesla tower started to glow, and its power became intense. It will get blown up any second now. Ha, that's the spirit, old witch. Bring it on, Red Hag. These two had completely gone berserk. Hilda ran towards Nurina while performing another shout. Rin Kron. And this is the moment when all things went wrong. John, that Thursday is? It is not a Thursday from the game, but I understood each word. La means water, Rin means wave. Kron means gulp that. I pointed at the sea on behind Hilda. Kron means tide. Chapter 121. We are home, John Hild. Achoo. Yep, you deserve it. I'm happy you guys are like this. It was a miracle we survived that tidal wave. The wave swept the small island and removed it from the place completely, as if it never existed in that place before. I just didn't want to imagine how crazy would it get when the sea water and that storm Atronach bump into each other. So I carried Joel in a hand, and Nefertiti the other, then ran back to the ship. Wolfer, Alina, and Ilva followed and jumped back on the ship. Just after we arrived, the disaster occurred. Well, everyone already knows what electricity plus water means. After the water settled down, Ilva jumped in the water, and Fish 2 passed out Hilda and Nurina. The direwolf was carrying them both in her mouth and threw them on the deck. As we took them to a warm place, they started saying all sort of crazy stuff. How did it look like? Which one of us won? Hilda was asking in a maddened state. No one replied. Still, Nurina and Hilda were looking at me. Especially me. John Hild, tell me, I was the better mom, right? Hilda said. So that was what the fight is all about. Red Hag, it's still too early for you. Of course this is my win. Shut up, old witch. You're just afraid of losing. Tell me, John Hild. You both are. Sigh. You know what? I'm out of here. It seems that electricity plus water has made a score on their minds. I can grasp the way their heads work when it gets like that. If all the firemen are like that, then I will pack my things and leave. Narina is already a mental burden as she is. I am not ready to waste what is left of my brain cells on some brainless warmongers. Anyway, this fight proved many things. I can't look down on the hidden clans at all. If Hilda is already that crazy strong fighter and a voice master above all that, then there should be more among those clans, and I need to get to the bottom of why there are some voice masters like her, Alina, and Alina's father. It really was bothering me, but still, my Thursday is far stronger than them. One more thing. The Moonblade clan has a sacred ground. That is Mount Anther, where one can find a word wall. If every clan is like that, then there are a relationship between the clans, the word walls, and many other things, including these weird bloodlines. I guess a real world sure has more than what a game can offer. I wanted to ask all these questions, but I think some answers should just come on their own. I don't want to answer many questions about myself, too, especially when I'm fooling around with that dragon prophecy. I mean, it is fun, but it will backfire on me when things get crazy few years from now. Still, I will surely laugh hard at that. I am preparing a bigger prank for that day. After she calmed down, Hilda gave the command for the ship to sail, and she caved in her quarters. 3 days have passed, and we now arrived at the mouth of the White River, the longest river in Skyrim. The ship was sailing directly to Windhelm. The guilty crown didn't dock in the city's docks, but instead docked beside a small platform on the other side of the river. It seemed that we won't be entering the city, which is a good thing. The time was still in the morning, and it seemed we were going to travel on land. Hilda went down first, and the rest followed. She jumped on Ilva's back and looked at me. Want to ride with Mom? Nope. Come on. Don't be shy. Nope. She won't bite. I know. The problem is not Ilva. Hilda was disappointed, but I've already conjured a flame horse Atronak. Hilda kept looking at it with wide eyes. Come to think of it, she haven't seen it before. John, can Mommy come ride with you? No. Nurina. Stop grinding, damn it. It seems that Nurina took the chance to make fun of Hilda. Nurina herself was riding a storm Atronak Guar, which is her favorite form for some childhood reason. Guars are bipedal reptilian creatures native to Morrowind. The reason why Hilda looked at the flame Atronak horse like that was explained by Alina, as it seemed that the fireman's has a massive fetish for burning things and setting things on fire. Well, it is not every day when someone could be a member of a family of arsonists. What a time to be alive. After a short argument between Hilda and Nurina, we hit the road all together. I was going to conjure something for Wolfer, but he rode one of the horses the firemen's prepare beforehand. The plan was to reach Kynesgrove before the sun sets. We took a road different to the road of the travelers, as it seemed Hilda can't travel there on the back of a direwolf. It was surprisingly a very smooth, uncharted route that Hilda knew well. In less than half a day, we reached Kynesgrove. Kynesgrove is a small mining settlement located in East March. It is located directly south of Windhelm. The place has a malachite mine and some farms, which I learned from Hilda that these are all Firemane property. It was also said that the trees in Kynesgrove are scared to Kyne, the Nordic goddess of the storm and the warrior wife of Shore, and the trees must not be cut. I remembered Hilda saying that Alina is also very connected to Kyne, because when we entered Kynesgrove, she mentioned something about the natural energy of the place. Still connected to Kyne. I guess Alina didn't manage to acquire that annoying wind magic for nothing. Wind is the mix of fire, frost, and shock magics, so it was troublesome, and I gave up on the project as its magica consumption was insane, but it seems that Alina didn't face that problem. There should be a truth for here being connected to Kyne, or whatever then. We passed Kynesgrove to the east, and took the road going up the mountain range. After a while, we arrived at a strange circular mount. This is one of the 22 ancient mounts scattered throughout the 9 holds of Skyrim. They are mysterious places that no one can dig. Hilda acted as the tour guide. Everyone looked to the mound with different ideas in mind. Guess I'll have to add to their information. No one can dig them because they're sealed by ancient magic. These are actually ancient dragon burial mounds the final resting place of these creatures when they were slain centuries ago. I said, "Wow." Jelena was the only one who reacted. Hilda looked at me and made a silly smile. "If that is true, then your grandfather and your father will love you so much. You will be proving that the Fireman's has a dragon at their doorstep," she said and laughed. "Well, I'm glad that they're open-minded about dragons. I am planning to make friends with one of them when the time comes." "But I think you just said doorstep," I remarked. "Oh, we are close. Let's hurry before dinner," Hilda said, and Ilva ran fast. We followed and kept climbing up the road. The area started to get colder, but we then arrived at the foot of a standing mountain. No one talked, as we expected more. Hilda then took out a horn and blew it. After a few seconds, part of the mountain's wall moved. "Haha, this is cool. I've never seen a house with a door horn before," I said. "You have never seen a lot of things. Let's go." Hilda took the lead and rode in. What we went into was a large tunnel that almost had no lighting. We lit the way ourselves and rode in. The mountain wall closed itself behind us. It wasn't a long tunnel, and we could see light from the other opening. Once we got there, we arrived at a glade in the middle of the mountain. The place was vast, and in the night, it looked calm. It had a lot of green lands and a big lake. It looked so calm and peaceful, as if it is disconnected from the outside world. And actually is. A large settlement appeared at the other end of the glade, and it seemed as if there was a large building in its end. A fortress of some sort. The houses of the settlement appeared to be normal and had its lights on. No one would believe a normal place like that exists in such a disconnected area. Except it is not normal when one rethink it again. Hilda jumped down from the back of Ilva and kept patting her. Yen said that she will come check on her later. Ilva then left on her own. "Doesn't she live with you?" I asked. "No, she has her own home and family. Make no mistake, Ilva is not anything like a pet. She is a friend and partner in crime." Hilda said the last part with a laugh. I guess she is right. Ilva always acted naturally and calmly. She didn't carry a saddle for Hilda to ride on too. "Hilda, you arrived," an old voice sounded. "Oh, Elmord, you are on the gate duty tonight?" Hilda replied back. It seems this old man was the one who opened the gate. "Yes, yes. Shall I bring you a horse to ride home?" he asked. "No, no need." Hilda waved for him, and he smiled and left. She then looked at me. "I have nothing to ride now, so I will be riding with you, John Hild." Hilda moved so fast and jumped behind me. Sigh, I guess I should be glad this is not a real horse. Let's hurry. Let's hurry. I smell dinner from here." I rode forward, but I could hear her saying something to me in a faint voice. "We are home, John Hild." Chapter 122, Fire Main 1. Extra large thanks to at Paolo Partizani. The cult has a new member. Part of me always really wanted to have all that. A family. There are many things I did realize about myself that changed a lot throughout the years. For example, in my past life, I was never a brave person. I would never care about many things other than how to pass the day by the day. I was only thinking how to make money and find a girl to marry, then get old, and becoming a boring old man. I was never this dare, even though I always hated it when the word was said to me. However, part of me is still the same old rascal who liked pranks. The super nerd part also stuck around. At first, one may think that those were nothing but changes in personality because of getting the experience of doing new things in a new world. But I feel it is a bit different, too different from my old way of life. It made me afraid at first because the old me hated change, but I decided to give up a little on trying to contain a certain part of me and to let it have its ways more often. That part of me gave me a lot of opportunities and helped me make a lot of friends. That part of me is felt a lot of happiness when it saw all those people who look exactly like the current me. I neglected thinking about that part many times, but I realized it always had a share in control, always had a hand on the wheel, the one I can never refuse, the one who wants to hug Hilda and tell her how much it loved her and how it missed her, the one that wants to get along with everyone in this room around me. It can't go out of my control, but it had an influence on me. The influence that pushes me to be a proud Nord, to be a bit racist, to love doing the right things, and to be a wolf that likes to have a lot of beauties around. This is the original John, the one whose Hilda gave birth to 16 years ago. I, as a whole person, am not the one from my past life anymore, and also not the original John himself. I am, but a new person who got to have the both characters in his system. I can be a foolhardy Nord and a tactful Otherworlder in the same time, because of the two inside my head. Let's think of it as I am the best of both worlds. Anyway, that is nothing to be scared of, as it is my strongest point. I managed to make a lot of things only thanks to the mentality I inherited from both of the Otherworld lawyer and John Hild Firemane. But still, I need to see to this situation around me. It looks I have kept silent in my head long enough, and that old man is looking at me like a predator that found its prey, trying to scare me. As if I care though. Back to the present. John Hild, put down your hood when you walk into the town. Your red hair is what you should show off the most. The town has some houses that serve our clan, so make sure to get along with them. The people inside the fort are your family, your brothers and sisters. They won't resist the idea of testing your mettle, but you can always beat them up. Also, when you meet with your grandpa, don't let him intimidate you. You can try to beat him too, but I doubt you can. Hilda started reading the Firemane manual book on me. I was listening and nodding, feeling not bothered at all of being instructed like that. I truly just wanted to listen to these words forever. Every fiber of my being would just obey them. Still, I am more interested in the things I shouldn't do among the firemans. You know, that part which is always written in the last page, which everyone neglects reading and always gets into trouble. I was a bit bothered by that. Haha, I guess you're right. Listen, your case is special for more than one reason that I will explain later, so the clan will treat you with care no matter what you do. The most important thing is not to harm your fellow clansmen or the townsfolk, and never cause harm any member of the beast tribes that live in the glade with us. I get it, but beast tribes? There are 6 of them. 7 if you count the ancestor moth glade. Holy shit, you have an ancestor moth glade. I freaked out. This is seriously unexpected, but still possible. The ancestor moth bears a close resemblance to the Atlas moth, the largest moth in the silk moth family. These insects has a cult dedicated to them, and it is known as the ancestor moth cult. They raise the moth and use their silk. Also, due to a certain characteristic in the ancestor moth, being around them helps with reading the Elder Scrolls. They were here before our clan finds this place. The original natives of the area, if you want to call them that way. You know that there are several ancestor moth glades throughout Skyrim, and it is not that unusual, right? I know, but I have never been to any. I said, well, as I was saying, the rules are simple. Don't harm anyone from the clan, don't cause trouble in the outside world for our clan, and don't look down on people just because you belong to the clan. I am fine with the first, as long as no one is bothering me. The second is a bit hard to control, as I have a full influence over a hold now. The third is not a problem. I will even not reveal my identity to not be targeted by the clan enemies. Well, regarding the first rule and between you and me, you can beat oblivion out of anyone you want, just don't get them bettered in. As long as they can walk after it. What if I got bullied or got some unfavorable treatment? You know I won't be staying, right? No one dares. Hilda said in a cold tone, kind of scare me there. I'll take your words for it, I said. The town looked nice, but was dormant and quiet. We actually are arriving late at night, which is pretty convenient to me. I don't want to interact with a lot of people. The building style reassembled that of Whiterun Hold, which have triangular roofs with dragon heads on top of it. It was nice. In the end of the glade, there appeared a large stone wall with some people holding torches on top of it. Hilda signaled to them, and the gate of the fort opened. We walked past it. I thought this was the end of the glade, but it seemed there is more. As we rode in, I noticed that we are at a place like a training yard. There were many guards around, and all they were doing was staring at us. Hilda urged me to ride forward, and we arrived at another gate that opened once we arrived. I could see a keep after that gate. I rode forward to it, and its gate opened. Oh, the third lady has arrived. someone announced. The keep inside appeared to have a stable, which made me know that this is where the ride ends, so I jumped down from the flame Atronac horse, and then everyone followed my pace. Auntie, two children with red hair, came from the stables running at Hilda. You two aren't sleeping yet? Hilda received them and carried them both up. They seem to be a boy and a girl. Twins. We heard that you will be having a child. We came to play with him. The boy said. I said it will be a girl. I will play with her. The girl said. Hilda was speechless. Alina and the rest were laughing inwardly. Sigh. Kids. They can be merciless. And how did you two find out? Hilda seemed to have spotted another problem. If I remember, my arrival to the clan was something that was supposed to have been handled quietly. We heard half their talking about it with Vladimir. The girl said. They also said that Alina will be coming. The boy said. Sigh. They don't just shut up, do they? Hilda looked tired. She then put down the kids and looked at me. John Hild, this is Eirik and Signy, son and daughter to your Uncle Hermod. I looked at the two brats who seemed to be cute at the first glance, but felt a bit too naughty. They also looked towards me, but they weren't focused on me at all. Figures. Auntie, is that horse on fire? It seemed that what Alina said was true. Can we take to the stable? The girl asked me. Those eyes. She is making puppy eyes. Who do you think I am? I have the greatest skill of them all. Puppy eye resistance, show your effect. Too bad for you. I'm a cat person. I cast Banish on the flame Atronac horse. Like it now, puppy eye heathen. The girl, Signy, was shocked when the Atronac disappeared in the void. That was just magic, Signy. Big brother John Hild can teach it to you, right, John Hild? Hilda smiled at me, but she seemed annoyed for some reason. Really? The girl who was on the verge of crying became excited. Humph. As long as you ditch the false puppy eye creed and follow the teachings of the holy cat, then it is a yes. Yay. The girl became happy. Auntie, weren't you bringing away your child? Isn't that one an adult already? The boy Eirik seemed to have noticed at last. Well, Hilda was about to explain. It is because I follow the teachings of the cat goddess. I can become an adult in not time. I interrupted. Whoa, the boy was taken by awe too. Fufufu. This clan has never recognized cats as sacred beasts before, but my arrival here will mark the day of the change. Or I found a new prank to play on kids. Either way, the first two cousins I met were friendly enough. Let's hope it turns out well. Chapter 123, Fire Main 2, Grandpa Torment. As we walked in the fort, it wasn't too long since we arrived at a hall. Let's just say, those people who hated redheads from my past life will kill themselves if they saw that scene. Every single head has a degree of red on it. I couldn't help but grin from what I saw. Still, the pressure from being looked at by all these people caused me some shivers. I intercast scan, and the number of people in here was almost around 60-something. So these are the firemen's. In my mental image, the hall had nothing but chairs and tables. It has no high area for elders to sit on or all that. Just the entrance here and another there with a big fire pit in the middle that had 3 cows being roasted on it. The hall itself looked gorgeous. It was like 60 by 30 meters big. There was a table on the other side of the hall that had few strong auras there. John Hild. Hilda called as she wanted me to follow her. I followed Hilda, and Alina took the rest and joined the group of people on the side. We walked across the hall, and all the firemen around were silently looking at me. I put on some serious expressions and didn't get intimidated by the air around the hall. Still, I felt happy for some reason. We arrived at the table, and the people on it stood up, except 2. A man whose hair is red and eyes are blue with a ridiculous beard done in braids, and a woman whose hair is jet black and eyes are light gray. They both looked as if they are in the people who stood up. By the way, among the ones who stood up, there were Scotty, and Jord, and the owl guy who I don't remember his name. There was also a very unexpected person. Tor. He doesn't look that much of a redhead. Why is he here? Pa. Ma. Hilda sounded a little bit awkward in her speech. So the ones who were sitting down are my grandparents. Pretty friendly. My grandma, who I don't her name, yet raised her brows and spoke. Well, there you are, stranger. Where have you been to since last month? Her voice carried a hint of you are so screwed. Ma, I was hunting. I took the Ilva and the ship. For some reason, I have seen this conversation before when girls go out and return home late. Hunting, huh? A giant sea serpent or an emperor mudcrab this time? A shark queen, Hilda said while not making eye contact. I see. The grandpa spoke. By any chance, did you use a keg of fire honey wine as a bait? Fire honey wine? Wasn't that the wine Hilda and Nuri? Oh, I see. Hilda had the expressions of someone facing a crisis. The two were gazing coldly at her to the point I could feel their gaze. I had to take a step away from her. Hilda felt it and looked at me as if she felt like being betrayed. Father, this is Joe. She pointed at me and tried to change the subject, but her words were cut in. I know who he is. We still aren't done with you. The man said. For some reason, all the attention switched from me to Hilda completely. Hilda, who was getting smaller and smaller, seemed like she got enough of it and looked at the man with a sneer. You know what? It was delicious. I drank the whole keg with my friend in 2 days. John got some too. Hilda seemed to have come to a realization that the only way out of this is forward. You drank the whole keg. The man's face turned pale. Till the very last drop. Hilda was taking a stance as she was speaking. The man stood up, and he was looking at Hilda as if he lost a son to her. I will squeeze it out of your bones if I have to. He was about to jump over the table, but he got pulled back to his seat by the woman next to him. He kept looking at Hilda and said, Later. Silence took over, but the woman cut it. Hilda. She winked to Hilda. Sigh. This is John Hild, son of John Rad, son of V.E. Firemain. John Hild. These your grandpa and grandma, Tormund and Jenna Firemain. Tormund and Jenna. For what I see, grandpa is a Firemain, but grandma is a Moonblade. They all looked at me and smiled gently. This is Njord. You met him before. He is your oldest uncle. This Bragi, my second brother. Balder the third. Forseti. Heimdall. Scotty, my twin. Tyr. Hermod. And the youngest is Valley. Recognize these set of names? They all nodded with a smile. Still, that is a lot to take in. I've met Njord and Scotty before. Forseti is the guy I met in Dawnstar who had an owl on his shoulder, and he also gave me a hand in acquiring my first ship. I also met Tyr in Dawnstar, but he called himself Tor and was with a man I called Old John and another who was called Glemmet. So he's a Firemain and an uncle to me at that. His hair is not red, though. It is a bit brown. If you were wondering about Tyr, then he just didn't inherit the Fireborn blood, but he inherited the Moonborn blood with the Titanborn blood, too. He is half a Firemain and half Moonblade. Hilda seemed to have read my mind. Yeah, we met in Dawnstar, and he taught me stuff about the aura. I said, hee hee, good, you remember. Did you manage to release it? Tyr asked me. Naturally, I said, the aura is not hard to use. Tyr that day told me many things about it, as it was something that also called battle spirit. Ha, arrogant prick. I'll put that to test myself. Hee hee, bring it on. I accepted the invitation. Fine. John Hill, this is the rest of the family. This is Zand, Gunmar, Phrygia, Senna, Zal, Vecca, Vladimir, Ragnar, Lela, Kara, Hafthor, Jorna, Ingrid, Valka, Rita, Eirik, and Signy. Hilda introduced me to around 60 people in exactly a minute. She pointed at every person and said their names. One per second. How much do you remember? All of them, I said, and the people around laughed at me. There's no way I can possibly remember all of their names. Or is it? Signy, Eirik, Rita, Valka, Ingrid, Jorna, Hafthor, Kara, Lela, Ragnar, Vladimir, Vecca, Zal, Senna, Phrygia, Gunmar, and Zand. Yeah, I like the expressions they made. Don't make fun of me ever again, or else. Well, he is Jonrad's son after all. Grandpa Tormund then laughed. Seems like my old man could do weird stuff too. I like him already. Truth be told, I ordered the system to make the names of the people I recognized appear over their heads, so when I see them I don't forget their names. It proved to be a useful technique against Hilda's prank here. Grandpa Tormund stood up and came in front of me. "John Hild, I'll speak formally to you now," he said and cleared his voice. "For many years we always knew that there's a blood of ours got taken away by fate. We couldn't fight that fate, and we didn't want it from the beginning, as it was not something a man would endanger his family to fight. I, as the patriarch of the clan, am not apologizing for the decision I made, even if you, son of my daughter, resented me for it. But as your grandpa, I have many things I need to apologize for. Many regrets and many memories you should have had were all deprived of you by the coward decision I took 15 years ago. In the past, I would have never thought that a day would come and I make the decision that son of John Rad and the grandson of E would be left in the world to fend for himself alone." Grandpa Tormund seemed to have had a lot in heart. When he stood and came to me, I noticed that all firemen around were standing around. He kept going about things from the past, when he and his distant cousin and best friend, my other grandfather who was called V. Firemain, survived the great collapse in Winterhold and went as refugees to their friends in the Moonblade clan. Since then, they were taken into the Moonblade and got married to the daughters of the Patriarch, then were assisted to rebuild the clan once again in the Hidden Glade. It seems that V. Firemain has died early in battle alongside his wife, and they left their son John Rad, who was to become the next Patriarch, but as John Rad's birth sign was the serpent, he wouldn't be able to inherit the Patriarchship, and the one who had to inherit it was Grandpa Tormund. It seems that those who are born under the serpent can't inherit the leading positions in the hidden clans and has no rule and management. All their political rights are to be passed to their children. It is not a sort of bullying. Those who are born under the serpent also can be considered exceptions, and the clan doesn't bother them with its rules. They are free from both ordering and being ordered. They are also considered the most special people in the clan, and they get a better treatment. I once read in a book called The Firmament, the serpent wanders about in the sky and has no season, though its motions are predictable to a degree. No characteristics are common to all who are born under the sign of the serpent. Those born under this sign are the most blessed and the most cursed. This is the reason why the hidden clans don't associate the ones born under the serpent in politics, as their fates are not ordinary and may cause the clan to get into a lot of trouble. John Rad, my father, was to be the next patriarch, but he was born under the serpent. His child then was to inherit his right by the law. I want to make a big cringe, but another bomb fell down on my head. But you too, child, are also born under the stars of the serpent. Phew. This is why unless Hilda bears another child with John Rad, the child of John Hild Firemain will be the patriarch of the clan when his time comes. I don't know how to feel about that, but I will apologize for my son for this. Listen, John Hild, I know you may take this as something annoying to take in, but you should know one thing. Among the Firemans, you are the one with the thickest blood. You're the grandchild of both me and V, the last two of the Firemans who survived the collapse. So it was my dearest wish to bring you here to your clan. I know you have something to say, maybe something you are angry about. Please, say it. To tell the truth, I wasn't expecting many things like me being born under the serpent and me having the thickest Firemain blood, or that the patriarch of the Firemans would be this welcoming. If I have to say it, then sorry to disappoint you. I don't feel any resentment or need a lot of explaining. I already understand what you feel to a certain extent. I too would do anything to push a disaster away from the people I love. And then I am not worthy of that praise, even if my Firemain gene in my blood was made of pure crystals. But as I got your feeling, and allow me to address you as grandfather, as I got your feelings, I became aware of the place they came from and how much you would do to make this family safe. So on behalf of those who can't say it, thank you so for what you did to the clan. You took the right decision at the right time. And as for me, I totally see no harm in any of what happened. Without it, I would have never met the friends I have and the family I built. So thank you once again for the opportunity. And one last thing, I took a deep breath and looked around. I'll be in your care. underscore 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 underscore. Before you say anything, the next chapter will be about his father. And this is not me killing the usual drama and rivalry between family members. It all will happen, so don't roast me on the comments just yet. Chapter 124, Fire Mane 3. To thank me for such a thing. The kid sure is merciless. Grandpa was speaking while grinning. Grandpa invited me and Nurina to the front table. They hammered us with questions about this, and that while the food was being served. One thing I noticed, the firemen knew how to eat. Many types of meat and drinks were put in front of us. Archwizard Nurina Arin, it's an honor to receive you in our clan. Grandma Jenna has taken Nurina to the side and started getting close to her. To them, the woman who raised me was an already part of the family. Nurina, on the other hand, was on the verge of tears. It seems that Grandma talked a lot and asked Nurina about everything there is to ask about me and Alina. Nurina, however, seemed to be very hungry to the point that she cast muffle on her stomach to not make it growl. Hilda, I whispered to Hilda, who was sitting right next to me. Someone is missing. I gave her a hint. She narrowed her eyes, thinking of what I meant, then looked around. In an instant, Hilda's face turned stiff. Father, where's Johnrad? She asked in a loud enough voice for Grandpa to hear. As expected from everyone around, they're all great fighters, so they heard Hilda clearly. Their reaction, however, was a bit off. All of them froze and put down the food. Grandpa himself was no exception. Nurina, who was about to eat, put down the food and gave me the screw you look. He is in the fire garden, Grandma said and looked away. It seems even the mother doesn't want to make an eye contact with an angry Hilda. But what's with that fire shrine? Hilda's eyes became even sharper and became very angry. Listen, Hilda, you know how he is. I tried to go after him, but he was already deep in the garden. Grandpa was talking softly to Hilda. He knew John Hild is coming. He knew, and he went into that place anyway. Hilda was inwardly infuriated, but she only spoke it in a low tone. She seemed so frustrated over what happened. I guess my old man is doing things at his own pace too. The uncles around also looked as frustrated as Hilda, but I didn't really think too much about it. If he doesn't want to see me, then that's his choice. Hilda, whatever it is, it's okay. I said. Hilda looked at me, but she was still frustrated. You know what? It's okay as you said. She said and took a mead tankard, then drank it on one go. She seemed to be still angry, but at least she calmed down. The rest also calmed down and returned back to eating silently. Nurina took the chance and bit on her food. It is a shame not to meet him. I thought he would be a cool person and we could get along if he is a great mage, as rumored. The nearest uncle to me was Tyr. From what I know about Tyr, he is a former blade, which means he is good at spying. He is also very close to my father. I winked to him and he looked at me. What is the fire garden? I moved my lips. I'll show you the place later. He replied using the same method. Seems like it was an invitation. I didn't think too much about it and started eating. The food was too damn delicious. After the late meal, I got to talk to the rest of the firemen in the hall. My impression on them started getting better over the time. The most impressive thing is how open they were to magic. There's a saying that the hidden clans seem to have established their powers based on magic alongside might. Cousin, someone slapped my back while greeting me. I looked at who it is, and it was someone very familiar that got very tall. Jorna, fancy seeing you. You became taller than what I expected you would be. Same goes for you. Hee. It has been a year. Now, let's find a place to sit. She said, looked around. Wolfer and Alina are that way. I activated my scan and found Wolfer for her. Alina, right? I haven't seen her in a long time. Jorna said and took the lead. I wanted to laugh, but I stayed silent and followed. When we reached the table, we found Alina, Wolfer, Joel, Nefertiti, and my two young cousins Signy and Eirik. There were also some more Fire Main members that seemed to be my cousins from the same age. Ah, here they come. One of them stood up. Come sit. Try to recall our names again, as you did back then. He seemed to like the trick. Fine. You are Hafthor, and they are Phrygia, Vecca, Vladimir, Ragnar, and Vilker. I said, Aha, how can you do that? He laughed. I didn't ask to be born this awesome, but it happens this way. He always says this kind of stuff. Alina said, Haha, come sit here, this will be fun. Hafthor pushed Vladimir to make a place for me beside him. I laughed and sat around with them on this table. After the first round of mead, I started to get to know them better. They are all turning 16 this year, so we all will be at the ceremony together. The first and the most talkative one is Hafthor. He is also the most friendly and the largest one among us. Next is Phrygia, Njord's daughter, and a quiet, cool beauty. Vecca and Vladimir are twins, girl and boy. They have negative personalities, as Vecca likes to fool around while Vladimir is quiet and seems to be a strong mage. Ragnar has a thin presence and sharp eyes. He seemed to be very similar to Uncle Forsetti, so I realized he is his son. And finally, Vilker, who is a full-time foolhardy. A funny bunch that is very strange to find in one place unless they are a family like that. After laughing around about this and that, Hafthor started talking business. So we were saying, a week from now, we will go together on a ship. One of the elders shall accompany us, so we won't spend it all on merry time. That is for you, Vikar. Anyway, there's an island up in the north that has a lot of ice wraiths. We go there, we hunt 10 of them, and we return. If the wind was on our favor, then we will do it in 5 days, else it will take a week. We all nodded. What is the upper time limit? I asked. 2 weeks. Are you good on a ship? I own some back at Winterhold, sail many times, so I will be of help. I said, Own some? Cousin, you are making me jealous. Haha. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, as you can see, we are 5 boys and 5 girls. You boys know what does this mean, right? Everyone looked at him, waiting for an answer. This a competition. We can't let the girls do better than us this time. Hafthor announced with a laugh. Vladimir had a tired face, and the rest went pale. Phrygia, Vecca, Jorna, and even Alina snorted in disdain. You still want to settle the score? Let me tell you, not even Senior John can help you this time. Alina seemed to have a score against Hafthor. Don't think that you will have your way again. The numbers are equal this time. Yes, let them think like that, Alina. I am curious what kind of excuse will Hafthor use this time when he eats dirt. Again, Jorna, who was normally quiet, got excited too. What is this all about? I asked. Senior, don't let him fool you. Every time he picks a fight, he loses, and he comes with an excuse. He is a sore loser. Fufu. Seems interesting. How is the score so far? I asked a simple question. The girls laughed in a savage way, and the boys got smaller. The boys never won. It has been a long time, and we already stopped counting. Phrygia said, Sigh, it seems like I can't look down at even the girls. This is seriously scary. Still, I am more interested in the Guardian Bee ceremony. I said to divert the subject. Oh, that they all looked serious. What is with it? I asked. Nah, nothing. It is just a little scary when you hear about that soul realm. Vladimir said. Does any accident happen? I asked. No, it is the safest part. But my older brother said it gets scary when you see what is inside your mind from a different view. Phrygia said, Yeah, Kara told me that she had to fight an image of herself, then fall from the sky to catch a hawk. Hafthor himself looked terrified. Oh, is it some sort of FDVR? I have a bad experience with this stuff. The 6 firemen on the table with me started telling tales of the horrors one sees in his mind. It made me think twice before getting excited for such a thing. Seems like it's not all rainbows and unicorns around her. You know what time is it, kids? Everyone has gone to sleep already. A voice interrupted the conversation, and it seemed like that was Uncle Tyr. Everyone looked at him and started to complain, but he was the party crusher this time. After we all started going up, he came close to me and said he wants to show me something. I excused myself and followed him to the outside of the fort. You remember Glemmet and Old John? He asked. I do. Good. I am taking you to the fire garden. Hurry before anyone sees us, he said. The fire garden? Isn't that where my father went? Why are we going there? I asked. Simple. Old John wants to see you there. That you're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.